Oh, this is going to be good. We're going to go back like it was Thursday again? Is that what this show is going to be? They must have had a rough holiday weekend. Like 5 out of the 7 people who were on hold just all disappeared. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to open the mail. Oh, here's a good one. There's some wild mail here today, too, by the way. Some really wild mail. The good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm going to open the mail. If anybody wants to talk to us, that's okay. If not, I'll just sit here and open the mail. Great. Eugene Dreimer in Miami has a great one here, but we can't read it on the air. You know the numbers. I'm not going to give the numbers out. I'll just sit here and wait. And believe me, this could take till 2 o'clock opening up this mail. I mean, there's just a mountain of mail. And I will say this, the Carroll City Post Office, half of the mail that comes to our P.O. Box for SOFAR, P.O. Box 2214, comes to the radio station. Half of it comes in a box, and half of it comes here. So they are really on top of things over there, man. They are as sharp as a matzo ball at the Carroll City Post Office. Miami Beach, hello.
Neil, good morning.
Hi.
I'm calling about the OVO. When it opened up, it was real nice, and it was popular, and then it started, all the Cubans came, and it chased all the Americans away. And then Club Z opened up, and the city of Miami Beach had to get their hands in it, and it made Cuban, and then again the 1235, which forced the OVO to close. Now they got Club New, and they want a $15 cover charge to walk in the door.
New?
Club New. The Turchin brothers built it.
Yeah.
I know, the old Embers.
Oh, I know. When you walk in the door, they say new?
Well, it's Club New.
Yeah, I know.
But they say, what's new with $15?
Yeah.
And then $4.50 for a drink. It's nice, but they won't stay in business long. Where's the beach going? South Point with foreclosing? What's happening?
You don't know?
I don't know.
Look around you, sir.
But you say the old people are ruining the beach?
I didn't say the old people are ruining the beach. The beach is dead. The beach is finished.
You can go to 21st Street Beach. It's like going to the French Riviera.
Really?
Women lay out their topless. It's beautiful.
No, those aren't women. Those are guys on the
Other women, believe me, plenty of women.
No, they're guys with big breasts.
There's guys on one side of the beach, and the women. But
on the other side.
It's like the French Riviera. It's a beautiful...
Way on the other side.
No, in the middle by the lifeguard.
Oh, I see. Well, they're all hovering around him, hoping.
But say yesterday there must have been 200 to 300 topless women on the beach.
Really?
Absolutely. Where are you going to go?
I'm telling you, they're all guys.
No, they're not guys. You know, guys are on the other side. And the gay girls are on the other side. And in the middle are just the women that like to come out and think they're on the French Riviera.
Yeah.
They can take their tops off.
The run-of-the-mill crowd.
Uh-huh. It's a nice sight.
Yeah.
But with that to offer...
Well, how's 1235 doing?
If you speak Spanish, it's doing great.
Yeah. See, I don't want to get into another Cuban thing.
I know. I don't blame you.
But it is true that
they're packed all the time, jam-packed.
Yeah, it is true that there are groups of Cubans, and when they go into places, they take it over and they kind of they drive everybody else out. I don't know why that is.
And then they switch to another place.
Yeah.
And with the reputation, with OVO. And the city's going to have, Bruce Singer and his boys are going to have to lighten up a little bit, too.
Well, yeah, but you can adopt a horse for only $900 a month on the beach. I was just reading about the wish list of the Miami Beach Commission. They're really great.
They should adopt the parking meters. You know, that they stick you with these 2-hour limits off the beach, and for a quarter, 37 and a half minutes for 25 cents. It's terrible. But it's the beach.
Yeah, it's the beach.
Should change.
I'm
very disappointed with South Point, with what's happening with that. What is this, the third time it's foreclosed?
I don't know anything about South Point other than the fact that Ruth Shack lives there. That's all I know.
Nobody lives in Ruth Shack. She should live in a shack. Neil, have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
Okay, here's a card. Let's see. It is my guess that you have yet to attend your first concert, recital, opera, or perhaps the legitimate theater. Your only redeeming attribute is your ability to talk and visit the track. You're friendly sued. Oh, this is that Irving Scheckman again in North Bay Village. Let's call Irving today, shall we? Come on, you can get his number. In fact, I'll get the number for you, okay? Because they're not too talkative today. We got 2 lines in Dade open again. Those Dade people, man, they're turning into a bunch of mung bags. Oh, we got somebody on a mobile phone. Hello? Are you there? No, he was a cheapskate anyway. Let's see. Just on a little information. Hello? They don't even answer at information. I'm telling you, there's nobody in this town. They're all gone. Yeah, for an Irving Schechtman in North Bay Village. Yeah. That's it. Yep. Irving. Mm-hmm. Unpublished, thank you. Okay, I guess Irving had his phone number changed since the last... Didn't we call him on the air? Yeah. Wise guy, Irving, but he's still listening. Hallandale, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes.
I tried to call you all last week after I'd talked to you and told you they wasn't going to sell the station. You asked me if I was psychic. I've seen Westinghouse come in and do that before. Try to scare them into selling. What it amounts to.
Yeah.
And you was talking about Albertsons?
Yes, sir.
They got double coupons there all the time.
Yeah, these people don't want to fess up with us. We've had very little conversation about Albertsons, and I have no idea why.
And, well, I get my prescriptions there because it's the cheapest place I found to get prescriptions filled. But at Winn-Dixie, when they have double coupons, you only can have one coupon that's worth up to $1 for every $10 worth of purchase. And there was some old gal in there with a fistful one day that bought a bunch of stuff, and she stood and argued and argued and argued. And the cashier says, I just ain't going to argue with you.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, what can I say, sir? I'm just staying away from Albertsons. I'm finished with Albertsons.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they could care less, because I don't shop every 2 days and spend thousands of dollars in groceries, but I'll take my business elsewhere. I'll go to U-Totem or somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, buddy.
Have a great life, pal. Miami, hello.
Neil?
Yes.
How you doing today?
Okay.
I'd like to start off with, I agree with a lot of things you say, and I like your show a lot. I listen to it all the time. A couple months back, you had a guy, you didn't, Taffy had a guy on by the name of Chucky O'Brien, and he got a lot of bad publicity by you, whether it was justified or not, but, I'm not here to...
What do you mean he got a lot of bad publicity by me?
Yeah, every time you mentioned it, you played the Godfather music.
Oh, you mean the guy Jimmy Hoffa's son?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But let me just... I just want to give him a punch if I can. This weekend,
a punch?
It wasn't really advertised down here too much. There was a couple police officers killed about 2 months ago in Fort Pierce.
Yeah.
And what he did, he got a hold... He knows quite a few entertainers... He got a hold of Waylon Jennings and Carl Perkins and B.B. King's brother Albert King and Jesse Rufus and quite a few people that flew into Fort Pierce. And what they held was a great benefit. It was free. It cost $8 for the people donation. And he got all this stuff going. And I think they raised about 200,000 people for these people's families.
Mm-hmm.
And, I happen to be a Teamster myself, and I know there's a lot of bad ones out there, But I just wish that I'm not trying to go through you to make the Teamsters a good name. But
no, well, the Teamsters are never going to have a good name, and I'm glad that he was involved in doing something positive, and that's wonderful. But that certainly doesn't in any way take away from the fact that the Teamsters are notorious and have an obnoxious and revolting reputation, and are one of the most corrupt unions anywhere in America, if not at the top of the list. And I don't take back anything that I said about them.
No, I didn't. I didn't figure you would.
No, I'm not going to, because it's true. Why should I why should I pretend that it's not?
You know what I wish, though, I really do? I wish that we would get 5% of the time of what we do for charities in a way of helping children. We were the only ones that backed Project Newborn. That's when your baby's born prematurely.
Mm-hmm.
All these big corporations didn't have the time for that, but the Teamsters took the time. Now they have a hospital with a helicopter that flies these children, that are born premature. Jackson Memorial's burn unit, we've given cerebral palsy, cherry kids.
Terrific.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not looking for a trophy.
I'm sure that the Godfather gives money, puts a lot of money in the plate in church on Sunday, too. What does that prove?
Neil. Like I said, I like you, man, but, you should be a little bit more...
more dishonest.
No, balanced.
Balanced?
Yeah, balanced.
Oh, in other words,
you know what?
I should lie a lot.
No, if you were worried, okay, about the Teamsters and the way of corruption, you know what you got to do? You got to go home and build your 11-foot wall, because you can't go to the doctors anymore because they're crooked. You can't go to the priest anymore because they're crooked. I mean, everybody out there's got their bad apples. Do you think that every Teamster that's a member is bad?
No.
You don't?
No.
Okay. Well, look, I'll leave you with that, and like I said, I like your style and all, and just hang in there, especially with this FCC thing. All right?
Okay.
Take it easy.
You take care. It's 11:18 at WINZ. Boy, the mail today, I'm telling you, just wild mail. I mean, just incredible. And every crank and every old fart that writes hate, I've got about a half a dozen of them who write on a very regular basis with red ink and with certain types of handwriting. And immediately, as soon as I see the first couple of words with the writing, I toss it out. But, I mean, we've really got some creative stuff here today. It's incredible. We have an open line in Dade, 624-0191. Buenos dias, Dade County. Buenos dias. Miami Beach, hello.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, would you be kind enough to give me the number of the Florida for Texas about that governor?
No. Fort Lauderdale, hello.
Is that me?
Yes.
Yes, I want to tell you, Neil, that I won too much to drink.
Great.
I wish I had done the others you gave. I would have played them. You're wonderful.
Oh, you didn't hear the other ones?
No, and I didn't hear them yesterday.
Oh, yeah, three-sided coin.
Oh, my God.
6720.
Why don't you give me some tomorrow?
No, I don't. I'm not going to start this every day. I can't. It's not, I'm not a tout.
Oh, I know it, but you're the best. I tell you, this is the first time I've called you.
Great.
And
well,
these people, they don't understand what you're saying. I referred to it, something I read about Abraham Lincoln years and years ago. He says, God help the common people. They don't know which end is up.
You betcha.
I'm telling you.
So you went home a winner then, huh?
Oh, yes.
Excellent.
Listen, by the way, I want to go back to either last week or the week before. You know, Koppel on Nightline?
Yeah.
I always said to my husband, I said, he looks like something, but I can't place it.
Howdy doody.
Yeah, howdy doody.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that so? I've been laughing ever since.
Yeah, in fact, Buffalo Bob Smith sits in the other room when Koppel's on the air, and they have, like, remote control.
Yeah, and
he pulls all the strings.
You should be in Koppel's place.
Yeah.
You'd make him look sick.
I know.
He doesn't know what the heck he's doing. Well, that's all I have to say. And listen, lots of luck, and don't pay attention to the masses.
The masses are gases. Okay, I'll see you at Calder Saturday. You going to be out there?
I'm going to be out there if I have some winners.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
You'll have a nice day.
You too. In fact, what I would do is I would give you the winners for Calder Saturday morning if I were going to be on the air, but I won't. I'm taking Saturday off. I just came in this morning. I told them I'm taking Saturday off. And they said, okay. You know, when you've got a 7 share, you tell them I'm taking the day off. If you got a 1 share and you say I'm taking the day off, they say, hey, take the year off, Just don't come back. Now that I have all this muscle, you have to kind of push your weight around a little bit, and I have plenty of it to push. And by the way, the 6 weeks after that, I may not come in either, And then, of course, they say, hey, it's nice, but get lost. 21 minutes past 11 at WINZ. Now, listen, I'll do all the breaks you want this hour, okay, because my log is virgin here. I have nothing written in, no extraneous stuff. So let's do one, and then we'll kind of play it by ear. To give you an idea of how psychotic the mail is today, I mean, not all of it. Most of it is good mail, and a lot of it, including from all over the country. See, some of the old bags are very upset because the SOFAR campaign is really finally taken off all over the country. And we had Congressman Larry Smith on last week, and he is with us, and there are going to be hearings held. This isn't just whistling in the dark again, and that's what's got him real upset. So every wacko, every old fart in the world out there has written in over the weekend. And now, to show you how psychotic the mail is, here's an envelope, and inside's a little scrap of paper, and on it says, "Wake up, Neil. You did not discover the bad effects of censorship," and included are about 20 of these stamps. They're not postage stamps, but they're things you put on the back of an envelope. Censorship in a free society, it's a bad match. And it shows a burning matchbook with the American flag on it, People for the American Way. Well, I've seen these for a long time. Did we say we discovered the bad effects of censorship on this show? I mean, what is this all? In other words, it's like they put these in there in a positive way, but there's got to be a little shot. I'm telling you, man, these people are they're doing something funny in the water in this town. They really are. They're really incredible. Pembroke Pines, hello.
Hello, Neil?
Yes.
This is the second time I'm calling. Now, I got a gripe. I'm 60 years old.
Yeah.
I went to Winn-Dixie Saturday with my grandson.
Yeah.
So they have this here box with these here, what are these, rubber things that the kids like?
Rubber things, yeah.
Oh, he said, Grandma, can I have a pair? So I went over, and I was looking, and this old lady came over, and she dropped these things on the floor. And she says to me, pick them up. I said, are you telling me or asking me?
Yeah.
He says, I'm ordering you. So I says to her, hey, you kiss my you-know-what.
Yeah.
So she turned around and she said, the F word.
Are you serious?
So I told her, why don't you call up Neil Rogers and tell him that?
Yeah.
He loves you people. She says, oh, you are one of his listeners? I says, yes. So then she says to me, well, you could take your grandson and shove him. Neil, I wanted to hit her with a loaf of bread.
Yeah, you should have.
She was so nasty.
Yeah, you should have hit her with a stale rye.
My husband had the nerve to tell me, respect your elders.
Mm-hmm.
I said, what, are you kidding? She was, and then we go down another aisle, and she bumps me in the ankle with her cart. And I said to her, what? Hey, lady, are you following me? She says, that's for not picking up the stuff I ordered you to pick up.
Oh, boy, I would have bopped her on the head so hard she would have spun sideways.
Those kind of people?
She would have flown over the Kool-Aid into the soda fountain.
And my grandson started to cry,
that's
because
Table Supply.
I put my hand up. I wanted to do something, but I figured she'll sue me, so I said F you, and I walked away.
Good.
That's all.
Good for you. Just say F you. That's what does it. Okay.
A lot of old people, they think that they own the world.
That's right. They're miserable. Not all of them, but the ones...
Miserable.
We don't have to do disclaimers, because by now they know who we're talking about. They know who we're talking about. The same ones we've been talking about since the first of the year.
That's why I listen to you.
The crabby, old, rotten, disgusting prunes who think they're the only people in the world, and all the rest of us have got to get out of the way to make way for them.
No, but she ordered me.
Yeah.
She even told me. I'm saying to her,
yeah.
Would you pick it up? What would you have done?
Yeah.
Okay.
What would I have done? I would have smashed her in the mouth.
Really?
Yeah. I would have made her teeth wind up in a glass at Publix, and this was in Winn-Dixie.
I had a French loaf of bread, and I had it in my hand. It was so tempting.
Yeah, you should have.
So tempting.
Yeah.
And she had on all this.
Only you wouldn't want to pollute your bread.
She looked like she sat in the sun when she was 15 and didn't get out until she was 70.
Yeah.
But I really appreciate you, Nick, because you tell the truth.
Okay.
All right. Have a nice day.
I'll see you at Albertsons.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. We still haven't had one call, not one call, from anybody who has been able to explain to us the Albertsons syndrome. And if you think I'm making it up, boy, you're living in a dream world. You are living in a total dream world. It's just like the convenience store syndrome. It's the same thing. Every Albertsons is like a magnet. A magnet. And maybe it's because of the double coupons. Maybe that's the answer. Do you think that's it? Got a caller on a mobile phone. Hello.
Neil.
Yes.
Neil?
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to listen to you at night. I like Guys on the Fringe. You used to have that dating show.
Yeah.
I used to listen to you when you were having that dating game. How many years has that been?
5 or 6 years.
Hello?
5 or 6 years.
5 or 6?
Yeah.
I like your show now. I'm a salesman. I drive around, so I listen to you all day. And I think one of the reasons why these people get all upset with you is because, you're pretty honest with them. You tell them that this is just entertainment. I think that they just get a little carried away with some of the things that you say to them.
No, they can't handle it.
Don't realize, that you are going to take sides.
Yeah,
One of the things that I was interested in your feelings about is, the Tammy and Jim show. Did you feel that they should be off the air, or did you feel that, that they're just entertainment too? Don't you think that they just laughed when they went back to their private suites and...
No, they're not entertainment. They're rip-off artists.
Yeah.
But the public
I agree with you, but I think those people, I used to watch them for just pure entertainment. I couldn't believe how ludicrous people could get.
Yeah.
But the thing was, they were entertaining. They were so ridiculous. And I can't imagine who the people, I never knew anyone who ever spent money into them. but I'm sure that those people got some kind of damn vicarious thrill out of sending money away.
Yeah, they were getting thrills.
You know, almost maybe like you get at the horse races or something, because I like, do you set a limit for yourself, or do you like me? You just go down there and just blow whatever you got in your pocket?
No, I take everything. What I do is I go to the bank and I take out all my life savings every time I go, and then, you know, if I still have any left, I come back home.
Someday we hope to quietly tell our story, a story of two sinners saved by grace.
It's 11:31 at WINZ. I would have kept him on longer, but we had a bad connection, and he couldn't hear a word I was saying. You know, I'm not going to sit here and shout. You know, I'm not going to do my Lee Fowler imitation. We have an open line in Dade again, 624. Is there anybody left in Dade County who speaks English? Buenos dias. Buenos dias. I'm telling you, Dade County is really, it is a foreign country. There's no sense in beating around the bush. 624-0191. Now, I think maybe what we ought to do is make a swap, okay? Those of you who live in Broward, as I do, would you like to make a trade with Dade County? What we will do is we'll trade for all of the people who are living and breathing, who want to be, you know, decent, civilized. We don't care what they are. You know, we're not in this ethnic thing. Because there are a lot of, especially the younger Cubans, you know, are really nice people, and they're really with it. They're not all to the right of Attila the Hun. And anybody else who speaks English in Dade County wants to, you know, live as part of a breathing and living place. We will exchange them in Broward. We'll take them in, and we will send out to Dade all of the, you know, the crowd in Sunrise and Tamarack. You know who I'm talking about? The people who shop at Albertsons. We'll make a swap. Hollywood, hello.
Hi. The latest on the FCC ruling is on the Wall Street Journal. I don't know if you get it in the station or not, but WBAI is going to challenge the ruling by broadcasting Ulysses. And
great.
And as a direct challenge.
Excellent.
They have a quote here which is tremendous. Ulysses has been through this kind of controversy before. 54 years ago, the U.S. government tried to ban the book for obscenity, but a federal judge approved its publication. It is extraordinary that this would be surfaced at some guy at Columbia University.
Yeah.
Dismisses the FCC as troglodytes and Philistines.
Excellent.
And the FCC hasn't responded so far, and most observers expect the commission to try to duck the issue. So, anyway, BAI is going to do a test of it, and they're going to broadcast it at 11 p.m., so they can't say the kids are listening.
Yeah. Beautiful.
And it is a raunchy piece of literature. Okay, well, listen, good luck to you and the campaign.
Okay, thanks for the information. That's great. I'll say one thing about the Pacifica Corporation, boy. They sure are not rolling over and playing dead. They immediately filed suit in federal court against the FCC on the KFPK ruling. They're appealing that, and now they're even pushing them further. And, you know, the FCC knows that they made a bad mistake, and they know they got caught with their hand in the First Amendment, and they're starting to weasel out already, as that indicates, right? That's the good news. Miami, hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Good morning, Neil. How are you?
Good.
And first I want to congratulate you. You're doing a real good job with that SOFAR campaign.
We're trying.
Okay. But, you know, I totally disagree with the fact that you're bashing the Cubans this morning. I mean, I'm one of those young Cubans.
Wait a minute, that I'm bashing who?
The Cubans.
Who said I'm bashing Cubans?
Or Spanish-speaking people. You shouldn't generalize. You did say that the younger generation...
I just got you saying that like...
Well, you said earlier. See, I couldn't get in
I just got you saying 40 seconds ago.
Earlier.
About all the great younger Cubans, yeah. Didn't I just say that?
Before that, you said they were taking over the clubs, and I disagree totally also with that guy that called earlier, saying that if you speak Spanish, it's great, but otherwise, forget it, because we take over everything. Well,
no, he didn't say they take over everything, but he said, and it's true in a lot of places, and I've seen it for myself. Many places in Dade County, the clientele begins to change, and almost all Cubans begin to become the
well, it's not.
patrons.
Well, we don't run anybody out.
Yeah.
They'll run themselves out if they feel intimidated or threatened because we speak both languages and they don't. That's not our problem. See, we don't run.
Well, wait a minute. What kind of an attitude is that, though? That's not our problem.
That is their own. You know, if anything, we're good for the business then.
Yeah, but wait, don't you hear what you just said and the way you said it? You know, if they don't speak both languages, that's not our problem. What does that mean?
Well, that means that...
I mean, who cares how many languages you speak?
I feel that he should not feel that we're running them out. He's running himself out. If he feels intimidated or not in place or out of place because we can speak either language at any time.
Yeah.
That, what can we do about that? I mean, we don't run them out.
Well, what you could do is speak English in public like most of the rest of people in America do, and that would solve that part of the problem.
If I'm speaking to a Spanish-speaking person, I can speak any language I want because they'll understand.
Well, but you see, you called and you started chastising me, and by your behavior in this call, all you're doing is setting back relations 50 years by this kind of attitude. I can speak any language I want.
I'm not saying...
That's true, you can, but again...
If I'm speaking to a person that understands me in Spanish...
Well, I'm sure that most of the people who go into those clubs are young enough that they all understand English real well.
I know.
Yeah.
I know, but...
So then what's the problem, if you know?
Well, the problem is that we are not running anybody out. They run themselves.
No, but wait a minute. Let's not skip on to another subject. Let's stick with what you just said to me. You said if we want to speak to somebody in another language, we'll speak in any language we want.
No, I said not anybody. I said if I'm speaking to a Spanish-speaking person, I can speak Spanish to them if I want. Why should I speak to them in English? Also, like 100% of the time when they also understand Spanish.
What do you mean when they also understand Spanish? You just got to agree with me that they all understand English. No, I don't want to talk to you, lady. I really don't, because I don't want to start this whole business all over again. The longer I keep you on the air, the more destructive it is. And the more it will invite more of the calls, because all you're doing is proving the point that the man made before. And it's disgusting. If you could only tape what you're saying and listen to it back. And you're just unreasonable, that's all. You already agreed with me that all of those young people in there speak English perfectly, so there's no excuse for this business. Well, if I want to speak to them in Spanish, all you're doing is driving other people out. It's antisocial behavior. And boy, I'm telling you, it's just so difficult to try to restrain yourself from getting involved again and all wound up in this bilingual thing because it doesn't accomplish anything. But, I haven't changed my tune on it one bit in spite of what some of the fanatic people out there in the audience think. I still think it is disgusting and revolting. When you go out in public in this country, if you're capable of speaking English, speak it. And stop using your language as a weapon. And you heard it in her voice. Well, we'll speak to anybody in any language we want. If they can speak Spanish, well, if I want to speak Spanish to them, that's okay. And if they don't like it, but we're not driving them out. Boy, that's pathetic. She can stay in date, that one, okay? She can stay in date. 22 before noon. Should we take another break now? We've got one more? Okay, well, let's save it. Save the good stuff for later. Miami, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes.
Is the SOFAR petition valid without addresses?
It's not a formal petition, so it doesn't make any difference.
Oh, it doesn't?
No.
Okay, would you play The Driving Dead? I haven't heard that in a while.
The Driving Dead. Boy, that's dredging up something from the deep past.
Yeah, I like that one.
Boy, I tell you, it may take me hours to find that, but I'll do what I can.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, have a great day.
The most horrifying movie you'll see this year happens in broad daylight. They look like senior citizens, but behind the wheel, on the open road, they become the Driving Dead. Yes, death travels at 5 miles per hour. Dead from the neck up, they ceaselessly prowl the streets of the city, striking mind-numbing fear into the hearts and minds of drivers everywhere. See them come to a dead halt in the middle of an intersection. See them ruthlessly ignore stoplights. See them drive all day with a turn signal on. So chilling, you'll be afraid to drive home from the theater. Don't miss The Driving Dead, coming to a dead stop near you.
We actually have somebody on the line from Panama City. Well, let's put that one on. Hello.
Neil.
Yes.
Yeah, first-time caller, but I've listened to you ever since you came on daytime, because that's my hours. But I was born and actually went to school in Panama City, and I was just up there 2 weeks ago on vacation.
Yeah.
And that's about the size of it. That's all you can do up there is go on vacation, because they do have beautiful beaches.
Oh, yeah. I've been up to the beaches there. They're great.
But the school system, the pits, and Leonard Hall, Neanderthal. Doesn't that rhyme?
Yeah, we could make a song out of that.
Yeah.
Leonard Hall, the Neanderthal.
Right. Even a lot of the local people have to laugh at Leonard Hall about some of the things that he said, but it really is, like you said, basically, when you're talking about the Panhandle, you're either talking really South Georgia or South Alabama.
Yeah.
You know, it just depends on what side of the river you live on.
You bet.
But I'm all for making that part of the Panhandle, you know, Georgia and Alabama, and making this part of the area another state. Even this part is crazy in itself, but nevertheless.
Yeah, I think what we ought to do is we ought to take a lot of these prunes and we ought to give them a state. Like maybe Georgia. Let's send them all to Georgia. What do they call it, the Peachtree State?
That's correct.
Yeah. The Prune State. You know, same family, just another fruit.
But I just thought I'd put my 2 cents in worth. Like I said, the school system is definitely behind the times.
Yeah,
and Leonard Hall is just trying to put it back into the 19th century.
Yeah. Well, listen, I think maybe we'll get Leonard Hall on the show. We'll fly him down.
But in essence, you know, if it wasn't for the beaches, you know, there wouldn't be a Panhandle.
Can you imagine Leonard Hall hearing this show? Maybe we could pipe the show into Panama City. That would give him something to get upset about.
There you go.
He'd have a nervous breakdown.
Okay, Neil.
Okay, hang in there.
Appreciate it.
Okay, congratulations for escaping from Panama City. Oh, boy, I'm telling you, this mail today, it's just mind-boggling. First of all, there's so much of it. It's 4 days mail. And secondly, I'm telling you, we have got stuff here. I wish I could read it on the air. Enough is enough. You are obnoxious. You are a fart. You are the scum of the earth. You are losing your sponsors. You are vulgar. Early bird burial for you. Signed, Lee Fowler, Mike Miller, and Sandy. And on the back of the envelope it says, Hallandale Early Birds. This is the same one. I got 3 envelopes from these people today. Got a new crew of Klansmen up there in Broward. Probably Daffy's audience. Miami, hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes.
How you doing?
Okay.
Great, man. Listen, is it true that John Broward's filling in next week when Daffy's gone, or what?
Yeah, no, we're just going to get John Broward's boots and put him in the chair. It's true.
Listen, just 2 quick things. You said OVO closed?
Yeah, the OVO's out of business.
No kidding. What do you attribute that to?
What do I attribute it to? The fact that Miami Beach is dead.
But do you think there's any hope of marketing the beach? I mean, we got to do something with it.
What do you mean? Wait a minute. What do you mean we got to do something? What does that mean?
What do you propose that we do with Miami?
Well, I propose that we get casino gambling down here, but it's not going to happen. I don't have any alternative. And I talked to the people on the beach till I'm blue in the face, and I said, how about having a decor here, making this Waikiki East, okay?
Yeah, with a Marco Polo, that'd be great. They'd have to bring that down south again.
Wait a minute. I wasn't so obnoxious, and I've got a lady on the phone here. Well, then why are you still listening, lady? Why are you still listening? No, hold on a second. Why are you still listening? Yeah. Well, why don't you turn it off? Why are you calling us and bugging us? Why don't you turn it off? What do you mean you don't? Well, if you don't want to turn it off, then you're going to sit there and be upset. You want to be upset? Are we doing a service by upsetting you? Maybe you have a good BM if we get you upset enough. No, I'm not being nasty. Why are you calling here and telling us what to do on the air, you old bag? Get off the phone. Get out of my life. Go away, lady. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Who was that, man?
Some old bag. She used to like me better at night. She just turned it on, and she's all upset, and it used to be nice, and it used to be, one of those old bags. She probably was the one at Albertsons the other day.
There you go. Listen, just getting back to the beach, you just propose that it stays there? We just let it, get worse with Marielita?
No, I just got through telling you what I proposed, and they just look at you and they nod their head, and they're oblivious. They're just in a dream world. Oh, we're going to paint this building pink, and we're going to paint this one green, and look at all these yuppies at the Carlisle, and it's great. They think everything is wonderful, so as long as they continue to lie to the public in blue sky, nothing is going to happen.
Unreal.
The beach needs a giant bulldozer.
I know you're a big sports fan, but you have any basketball favorites? Anybody you're pulling for in the stretch?
I'll tell you one thing. As long as the Celtics lose, I'll be delighted.
Oh, man.
I hate the Celtics with a passion like you wouldn't believe. And if you look at their uniforms, man, with those silly little socks they got on, have you ever noticed how the Celtics, this has been for years, just look at the socks. I mean, there's something wrong with that team. There's something that look like they're all out of some kind of a mental unit or something. I'm telling you.
They are. Listen, it's the first time I called you, but keep up the entertainment. You're doing a great job. Good
Well,
luck
I was a lot better at night. Just remember that.
I will.
See you later.
Take care, buddy.
Okay.
Oh, you were so nice at night, and what's happened? You've gotten so nasty, and you've gotten this, and I will not turn it off. I'll exercise my own free options, and I'm going to listen. I don't care what happens.
You should have heard her. I wish we could have put her on the air. I just couldn't resist listening, as I could tell Kyle was jumping up and down in the chair. He was having a good time. I don't want to miss out. We have a couple open lines in Broward now. Look at that. 764-0707. And let's go to Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Is that me?
That's you.
What exactly did you say about Albertsons earlier? I tuned in a little bit late.
All right,
let me. Little wisp.
Okay, well, I don't want to repeat the whole thing, but what I said is that Albertsons, all of them, no matter where they're located, seem to attract this barbaric clientele of these nasty people, these miserable old people who think that they're the only people in the store, and it just, I don't understand it. I don't understand why. And I talked about my experiences at a couple of the public stores, but in certain parts of town, where there are a lot of this type of people living. But Albertsons, no matter where the location is, seems to attract these miserable, obnoxious people who behave in a way that's just absolutely unacceptable.
Well, that's strange. I didn't know that you meant the older crowd, because every time I've gone to Albertsons, they're very strange-looking people, but I haven't run into older people so much. I only go into Albertsons once in a while when I have to grab something quickly and they're open.
Which one is this?
It's one in Fort Lauderdale on Commercial.
Oh, yeah.
And strange people. I mean, punk hairdos and things like that, and weird.
No, it's funny because Kyle was telling me that they have a new Albertsons in Pembroke Pines at University in Pines, and he was telling me that he used the same word. He said the strange people.
Strange people.
Yeah.
And coming in with a child, and the child looks great, and you think that there will be two normal-looking people pushing the cart or whatever, and they're weird. I mean, you talk about the Celtics. This is something strange, and it's always been that way ever since they opened, and I don't know why. It isn't just because at 2 o'clock in the morning or something like that. It's all the time. There are a few normal-looking people. You know, I go in there, so there must be a few. But very strange people, and I've never seen a bunch of old people. It's always young and spaced out, kind of.
Yeah, well, maybe Albertsons only attracts spaced out people of all ages. Maybe that's it.
Except me.
Except us, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Okay, you're funny. I love the letter from Sandy and Mike.
Wasn't that good? I got another one here. I got a whole bunch of Spotlight magazines that somebody sent me from Fort Lauderdale. The mail today is great. I could do a week's worth of shows just on today's mail.
Do. Read some more.
Okay, I'll see you at Winn-Dixie.
Bye.
Bye-bye. It's 11 before noon at WINZ. Wait till you hear this. I thought this was a put-on, okay? I open up this big manila envelope. Lend a friend, reply memo. I will not let the Spotlight's voice be silenced. It's one of these things that they, hand around for people to subscribe to this anti-Semitic racist rag, the Spotlight, the Liberty Lobby in Washington. He sent it to the wrong person. He should have sent these to Daffy, shouldn't he? Well, although I guess she already subscribes. Dear Neil, I enjoy your show, although I only get to hear you during the lunch hour. Attached is some information on the Council on Foreign Relations and its sister organization, the Trilateral Commission. You notice how they love these right-wing nuts. They all love that word sister. Right? The Seven Sisters and the sister organizations, and they're just a bunch of sisters in the Spotlight, I guess. I've included 3 weekly issues of the Spotlight. They keep tabs on these two organizations. I found their articles to be timely and informative. Oh, man. Is this incredible? They normally charge $30 a year, but are running a subscription drive, and you can get 52 issues for only $15. Thanks for the courtesy. Listen to the way he spells courtesy. C-U-R-T-I-S-E-Y. The courtesy of your time. Don something or other. Davis. Don Davis in Fort Lauderdale. Thanks for the courtesy. C-U-R-T-I-S-E-Y. Or maybe he meant curtsy. Huh? I'll tell you one thing. If he's one of those sisters and he came in the studio, he probably would curtsy. Okay, 10 minutes before noon. I can't believe this mail, I'm telling you, folks. Let's all just jump into the wastebasket. We could have a hell of a time in there. Okay, we do have another break to take, and I think we will do it this hour. I don't want to get the old ladies upset out there, but there's in the prestigious Miami Review, this is on page 10, May 20th. Here's a public service ad from the American Red Cross. big letters, white letters on a black background. Life's a beach. Until the floodwaters of a hurricane rip through town, leaving hundreds of homeless, if you can't spare even a few dollars to help, you ought to be ashamed. Life's a beach. I hope they don't see that in Hollywood. They really get upset. Somebody in Boca calling on her dime. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes.
May I make 2 comments? I left Miami 30 years ago. Did you get my letter? 30 years I lived there, and I moved to Boca. Did you get my letter about the ex-Nazis out of Argentina?
No.
Stealing everything off of everything. What did you think about Mr. Donovan crossing himself? He was a pretended ex-priest, and he's now free from the Reagan... May I have a comment on that?
Genuflect. Okay, it's 11:55. By the way, some dirty old lady wanted to hear the Leprechaun demand. Can you believe that? Was it an old lady that wanted to hear that? Shame on her. Kendall, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes.
How are you?
Good.
I'm a first-time caller, and I will say that I don't always agree with what you say, but you are a very good commentator, and you're not boring. And I'll say one thing, for someone who doesn't have a show today and only mail to read, boy, you're really faking it real good today.
And only what?
And only mail to read.
Right, that's it.
Faking it very well.
Yeah.
My call really isn't directed to you. It's to that young lady that called a while ago about the bilingual problem. I know you don't like to beat a horse.
God, I knew it. I knew she'd open up the whole thing all over again.
I am a Cuban American. I was born and raised here in the United States. My parents are Cubans. My father served this country during World War II. I grew up at a time in California where there were no Cubans. I didn't know what a black bean was or a plantain. That was just a story I'd hear from a little island from Cuba. And I moved here to Miami with my husband 10 years ago for business reasons. And I've run across many people like this young lady who are always talking about the language. All I have to say for people like this is, gee whiz, if this country is so bad because we speak English, why don't they go back to Cuba? In this country, they're able to have a car. They're able to have a television. They have a chance to purchase a home.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not talking about during the Castro regime. I'm talking about during the Batista regime and all the other regimes before them. People like her and millions of other Cubans who now have a little house and a car and a TV couldn't afford anything because they were not allowed to, because they couldn't afford it. They didn't have the money or the education. That was only for the elite. And what really irritates me is when I meet a Cuban American born and raised here, and they talk like, man, I just come from Mariel.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff is that?
Yeah.
I am the first one. I have no qualms to tell them, you're an American first. Oh, but my parents are from Cuba.
Who cares?
You're an American now.
Who cares? My grandparents are from Poland and Russia. Do you think I'd go over big speaking Russian in this town?
Sure. And I tell them, and I said, listen, if it's so bad, go back. Oh, we can't go back because of Castro. Well, then stop crying. Listen, my husband is Chinese, from Jamaica, right?
Yeah.
If I had to go to China to live, you think they're going to talk to me in English? They're going to talk to me in Chinese. If I had to go to Italy, you think they're going to talk to me in English? They're going to talk to me in Italian. And I would make the best, and I would educate myself to learn the language and to speak it properly without some kind of a foreign accent. And I want to tell that girl, and I hope she's listening, if you're an American, be proud of that you're in the United States. Because if you lived in Cuba, you would have nothing. Just remember that. The United States has a lot of faults. It's not perfect. I know that. But it's a hell of a lot better than a lot of other countries, because I have lived in other countries, and I know.
Okay.
And I hope she's listening, and all the other Cubans and those other people, Americans who are Cubans, and try to fix your language. Speak better, and don't pretend you're from another country.
Okay.
Thank you, Neil.
I'm glad you got it off your chest, okay? You feel better?
Thanks, Neil.
Okay, she feels better. My name, Jose Jimenez. Okay, we're at the end of this hour. We have an open line in Dade. 624-0191. Let's not start on that today, huh? Please, I beg you. I mean, it accomplishes nothing. It gets everybody's blood pressure up 50 points, and the bottom line is courtesy. I mean, if you want to get along, if you want everybody to get, then let's speak English, huh? And let's cut the crap. Mike Wolf is here with the local and area news headlines. CBS CBS has the world news at noon, and we'll come back at 12:06. 07 at WINZ. We hope you're having a great day after. And we have about 4 options now because it's the noon hour. We could do lunchtime at the Moldies. And I want to thank the listener who sent me Touch Me on cassette by the Doors, which I've just carted up. You like that? Okay. Well, I've got it at home. I've got it on compact disc and on record, and I think also on cassette. I've got all those Doors LPs, but somehow I just can't remember to dub it. But now that it came to the station and it was in my hand during the noon news, what better thing to do than dub it on card, right? And I did it. Great. That's one. Number 2, one of the listeners sent me that letter, although a couple of people have already read it on the air, that form letter that looks like a personal letter signed Dick Capon. But it's not Dick Capon because underneath the signature it says RGC/IS. I think they left a word out. RGC is something, right? Now those are the initials of whoever typed it and probably signed it, who knows. It's just a form letter, a letter of desperation, begging people to reconsider. By the way, today's a good day to cancel your Herald subscription. I mean, if Gary Hart wasn't enough for you, the ad in Espanol the other day ought to be, right? So that's number 2. We could do that. Number 3, the lady wanted to hear the leper condom spot. That's number 3. Or, of course, number 4, we got a full board of calls. They're that good? Are you serious? Oh, there got to be some good ones on there, no? Okay, so I'll tell you what. We'll take some calls and we'll take a vote. Should we take a vote on what we should do first? Okay, wait a minute. Here comes a message. We got somebody on Miami Beach who's alive. Okay, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Are you alive?
Oh, I'm alive. How you doing?
Okay.
I called you to tell you one thing here. I've been living in Miami Beach for about 3 years now.
Yes, sir.
I originally moved down from New York about 5 and settled in Miami Lakes on borderline of Hialeah. After about 2 years of living there, we couldn't take it anymore, and we felt, well, if we're in Florida, let's go to the beach. I mean, that's the reason most people come here, so we did. We moved to the beach. And I want to tell you, I feel like that saying, will the last American please take the flag?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. I don't think anybody in my neighborhood speaks English anymore. I mean, on my days off, I'm the only one around. It's so boring. Basically, I'm a musician. I'm a drummer, a rock drummer. And I always have a job in the daytime. I'm at my job right now, matter of fact. But we're on the beach all the time looking for things to do. You talk about Club Ovo, $15 to get in. I knew that wouldn't last very long.
Yeah. And then another $15 just to get out.
I mean, who would go there in their right mind? You talk about screaming people and yelling and everything.
Yeah. The night that I went in there were a lot of screamers in there.
I play in the Cameo. I play in the clubs around here, and basically it's mostly American kids who like rock and roll. But the point I called to make was, as a musician playing rock music in Miami, forget about it. It's a good thing that I record my own songs because I would go crazy trying to keep my chops up here, trying to stay in rhythm with the community. There's no places to play. The same 40 people come out to see you.
Yeah.
And it's really sad. I'm looking around all the time going, where is everybody? Anybody who's ever tried to make anything of themselves musically here has left. They've gone to New York, gone to California. And I just would like to hear
everybody
from other
except
people
Andy
in Miami
Gibb and
who feel the same way. I mean, you leave Miami and you go to Broward, so we have them all up in Broward. The only thing left are the Latin people on the beach. I walk into the store, they speak Spanish. I go to my insurance man, they only speak, they're Haitian, they speak French. I go to the Japanese restaurant to get something to eat, they don't speak English. I feel like a foreigner in my own city.
You know what? I live in Plantation, everybody speaks English.
Yeah?
Well, there's something. I mean, Plantation may not be exciting, but there's something to be said for that.
Well, I remember playing in Plantation in a club one evening, and the only people that came out were the Indians, the Masuki Indians. It was wild.
Well, you wanted Native Americans, didn't you?
You got it. One of the, I think our bass player was almost body slammed by one of the female Indians that were in the club that evening. He was a beauty, let me tell you. I think the bouncer slammed her on the pool table. She fell off the pool table, was laying on the floor for a few minutes.
Yeah.
And we kept playing. We're looking around going, what's going on here?
Oh,
she
yeah,
gets up and continues dancing around like nothing happened.
Yeah, that's that Princess High Karate. I've seen her in action.
Well, basically, what I really wanted to call and say is I love your program. If it wasn't for you, I think I'd go crazy.
I know, me too. Okay, well, listen, hang in there. It's going to get a lot worse on the beach before it gets better. You watch.
She's dead here, and I don't understand why. It's a beautiful place to live. It's just lovely here. The weather's nice all the time. Miami in general, but I just don't understand where everybody is going. Where are they?
I know. This could be paradise. I keep saying that. Like over this holiday weekend, we had this great weather. And every time I'd walk outside, I'd think, boy, this is just great. Why is it that we have to have all this misery among us? Why can't we just ship all those miserable people to Georgia and get rid of them?
Hey, I was in Georgia last summer.
Yeah.
Played at Athens in a bar.
Yeah.
I couldn't wait. It was redneck hell. I couldn't wait to get back to Miami and see all the ethnic people fighting again. It's just wonderful. I just want to say thank you very much for letting me get on the program, and I wish you the best of luck. Hang in there. I don't know how you don't get an offer from this program.
Well, I just don't pay any attention to it. I'm reading the mail.
God bless you. Thank you.
Okay, see you later.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, now touch me, babe. Can't you see that I am not afraid? What was that promise that you made? Why won't you tell me what she said? What was that promise that you made? Now I'm gonna love you till the heavens stop the rain. I'm gonna love you till the stars fall from the sky. For you and I. Come on, come on, come on, come on, now touch me, babe. Can't you see that I am not afraid? What was that promise that you made? Why won't you tell me what she said? What was that promise that you made? I'm gonna love you till the heavens stop the rain. I'm gonna love you till the stars fall from the sky. For you and I'm gonna love you till the heavens stop the rain. I'm gonna love you till the stars fall from the sky. For you and I.
Okay, now that should pacify somebody, right? Who wanted to hear that? I was the one who wanted to hear it, right? Okay, I'm pacified, okay? Somebody at work in Hollywood, hello.
How you doing?
Okay.
But you didn't know that Jim Morrison went to Melbourne High, did you?
No.
Yeah, he was a Florida boy.
Really?
Yes, in fact, I used to surf with people that went to school with him. But that's not why I called.
I'm sure of it.
I'm glad that you brought up Albaces, because I often wondered what the happens to the people that you see in Denny's, like from about 2 a.m. to 4 a.m.?
Yeah.
You see them in Albertsons in the daytime.
Yeah, that's true. I never thought about that.
Yeah, I often thought, these people just come out for Denny's, and then they go back and they got to do something in the daytime. But they definitely go to Albertsons in the daytime.
Yeah.
Friday you had...
Well, wait a minute. Maybe the fact they eat at Denny's explains their behavior.
That could be it, because I tell you, I've only eaten at Denny's about 2 or 3 times, and I've got to tell you, I learned my lesson.
Yeah.
Hard way. Nothing ever comes hot at that place. You get it served cold, and then you return it, and then it comes back about another 15 minutes later burned.
Yeah, the only thing that comes warm is the iced tea.
That's about it. Listen, Friday you just were talking briefly in regards to earrings, and I had called Friday, and we had been disconnected. I didn't hang up on you, but I had called with information in regards to how earrings became a part of European men's attire.
Yeah.
Apparently, originally, the idea of...
By the way, before you go on, I don't know if we can say that.
What?
European.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So let me straighten this up. Western man.
Okay.
Okay. Apparently, the only way a Western man was able to wear one earring in his ear is if he had gone through a military, or a naval, I should say, more correctly, a naval engagement.
I don't think we can say that either, naval engagement.
So the only way, if you saw a man with an earring in his ear, it meant he was a veteran of a naval war. And it kind of showed, hey, I paid my dues, I've been through a military skirmish on the high seas. And from that point on, he was eligible to wear an earring in his ear. But that's only on Western man. That has nothing to do with Eastern man. That's a different story entirely. But that occurred about 300-400 years ago, and everyone's forgotten about that tradition on how you got the earring in your ear. And now everyone wears an earring in their ear. But that's how it started.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so now you know.
Boy, I really learned something today.
My pirates wore an earring in their ear.
Yeah, well, maybe that would help the Pittsburgh Pirates. Maybe we could turn things around a little bit.
I think they could use earrings in both ears.
Yeah.
And even then, I don't think it would help them.
No.
But anyway, listen, thank you for bringing up Albertsons, because I agree. It's like, you see the people in Albertsons, they came out of the barroom scene of Star Wars. It's really incredible. And the one in Hallandale was the worst.
Yeah, in fact, I saw Mark Hamill in Albertsons the other day, and his grandmother was beating him over the head with a cane. I couldn't believe it.
You know what I mean? It only happens in Albertsons and in Denny's late in the morning.
Okay, well, you gave us 2 answers. I thank you.
Have a good day.
See you later. The cards are here, ladies and gentlemen, right hot from the printer. They're still warm. It's like some of the bodies in our audience. They're still warm, but only for a short time. Now, these are the ones for the representatives, and they look great. Don't those look good? Don't talk. Dear, although I'll tell you, you got rave reviews for your performance on Saturday. Don't let it go to your head. Now, you're going to be doing Daffy's show when she goes to France, right? On Monday. Monday only. And then Marshall's going to come in here one day. And Don Stodder's going to come in here. Boy, I'm going to be sick that day. What day is Stodder coming in? I'll be out. Wednesday? I'll be gone. Well, wait a minute. Let's see. Yeah, that's next week. Calder will be open Wednesday. They're dark Monday and Tuesday. But they'll be open Wednesday. So if I have a big day Saturday and Sunday, I'll just tell Mark, hey, Wednesday, forget it. And then Thursday, Ira Everett. I'll be honest with you, Ira does a pretty good show. I listen to him Sunday morning, and Ira does a good show. He gets a little hysterical, but that's good. We need that. And then Ernie Sochin on Friday, on Shabbos no less. Well, he'll get everybody ready for sundown services Friday. Boy, that Ernie, what a sense of humor. Dear Member of Congress, do you support censorship? If not, help us rescind the dangerous FCC ruling that threatens to make serious infringements on our First Amendment rights. The current pattern of censorship and repression in America is all too similar to those we saw in Nazi Germany, Cuba, and the Soviet Union. Censorship must be by individual choice, the must in big, bold letters. The free marketplace of ideas is basic to our way of life. Help us preserve free speech at this bicentennial year of our Constitution. Get the FCC out of the censoring business before it's too late. And that last sentence in big, bold lines with 3 exclamation points, and then a place for you to sign your name and address, city and zip. And on the front, Representative or Senator so-and-so, and you just fill in the name, and we'll put the stamps on ourselves. I mean, this is so simple. These look great, don't they? Who was the printer again? Sandpebble. We want to thank them for doing an especially outstanding job in North Miami. Boy, these look great. And they're small. Aren't these a little smaller than, yeah. That's good. They're like, our audience is used to that because they listen to me. So they're used to small things. Other than the rest of my body, but, So that's great. Let's see. Linda Thornton interviewed George Carlin about censorship. There's an article. Well, we don't have to read the Herald because I have Nat Hentoff's article that somebody sent me from the Village Voice, May 19th, with a big picture of George Carlin. Once there were only 7 dirty words. It's a great column, but I don't have time to go into it today. So we don't need that rag, okay? Even though Linda's still a friend of ours. Although after hearing Joe's show the other day, boy, oh boy, is he desperate or what? Giving away pictures of prizes. Seriously. Giving away, and couldn't buy a call. Couldn't buy a call. Joe, Birdines has got some openings in the shoe department. You notice how quiet Glenn is? You know why? Yesterday was the day they took out the cackle box. Yesterday was the operation. Did it go okay? Bunky Buyer, yeah. They took out Bunky's brain, and they put it in where Glenn's cackle box used to be. So when Glenn tries to laugh, you're going to get a lot of politicians' names and home phone numbers out. That Bunky boy, he was in here the other day with his lemon yellow jacket, that one that George Schulte sold him 40 years ago. Before George put the blue one on, man, it was good. Who, Bunky? I know, he can't hear. When you talk to him, you have to pretend you're Lee Fowler. You have to shout. 23 past noon at WINZ. We'll come right back.
94 News WINZ.
Okay, Al, thanks a lot. Al, of course, lives in the back of the building here at WINZ. Never leaves. 26, but he does make good sound effects, doesn't he? He does that with his own voice. 26 past 12 at WINZ. Our next call from Hollywood. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Hi.
Congratulations. Big day yesterday.
Yeah.
This is the other half of Handicap is Incomparable. Coach.
Oh, yeah. You were right on target.
You were on target.
Although
what are you talking about?
You had
I love your three-sided coin.
How do you like that? Did you have it?
Did I have it? Ask the guy on the grandfather's side and a hidden workout of 36 breathing that nobody knew about on Sunday.
What did I tell you? He got early money last time, and he needed the race.
Golly, what and you and I could have ridden that horse.
I know.
Took me off and put Perea on.
I saw that, yeah, to get the price up.
Unbelievable. I think your audience knocked it down. You know, it could have been 60 to 1.
Yeah, well, they knocked Pisces Princess down, boy.
Yeah.
9-5.
That's right. I'll tell you.
Won like a champion.
You can't outdo yesterday. You know what I think we ought to do? Seriously. I know you have a very cheap audience. It's not only the French Canadians. It's just the audience in general.
Yeah.
But, you know, if this was a bigger city, I have no doubt in my mind that we could actually sell information. You know, handicapping, service.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Exactly.
And half of it could go to any charity you want, you know. The other half, you and I can split. Think about it.
How many other people in this audience had 30 zip when she ran her first race? First-time starter, Larry Geiger?
Sure.
Wild Price with Alfredo Smith, one going away. How many people had Gordon Potter and Bobby Breen on all those first-time starters?
I remember that, post 12.
Oh, boy, I had it.
45 to 1.
I had it.
Oh, yeah, that was Hialeah. I know it well.
You said it.
As a matter of fact, the triple was, if you recall, 12-8. That was Early Fires beating out somebody else. I got my 12-8-3.
You're right, and Breen just won it by a long nose. Just held on.
Oh, yeah, the good old days. Listen, you have a lot of railbirds out there. You know, they're coming out of the woodwork.
I know.
That fellow over on the beach, Miami Beach there, all by his lonesome, you know. The reason why there's nobody on the beach is because they're all at the track.
That's right. They're all gathered around at Calder. Of course, there's no racing there today, but listen, get an early start, you know?
All right. Listen, we ought to do something about this ability of ours.
Yeah, I wish I would have done something about it yesterday. I wish I would have been there.
Yeah.
Boy, I can't believe it. Can you believe it? Just $20 a cross on three-sided coin was worth $1,000 yesterday.
Oh, man. I want to tell you something. See, they don't have any OTB down here.
I know, isn't that pathetic?
You know, people who would love to go to track and can't.
Yeah.
The track can still benefit on call ends, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It still goes into the pool.
Yeah.
What I did was I called my daughter in Connecticut, because I couldn't be in New York to see the Metropolitan, and she made a healthy wager on Gulch.
Jeez. Boy, you must have been, were you watching it?
I saw it on ESPN.
You must have been real nervous while that inquiry was up.
I didn't know there was an inquiry.
Are you serious? It took them 10 minutes.
Oh, my gosh. Charlie must have paid off.
10.
That day, this doesn't have a mouth, right? Demons Be Gone is gone.
Yeah, well, listen,
now.
Pat Day made the difference. They got that stiff Cordero off of there, and they put Pat Day on.
And when he fell off, I think that hurt him a lot. You know, he went back. I mean, how many jockeys do you know can come back after that, you know?
Not too many.
His liver and everything else, you know. Oh, gosh.
I never liked Cordero in the first place. I just can't handle it.
Yeah.
If he can't...
What happened to Velasquez? He back from Europe?
I don't know.
Yeah, he was trying his, you know, I guess he went there to meet Cash and...
Cash and Steve, yeah. Yeah, they went to the bar.
Listen, keep up the
With
good
the
work,
Queen.
Neil. I tell you, we love you. We listen to you as often as we can. And, you know, we ought to have at least one day a week when we give them the horse of the week.
Okay. Hey, that's a good idea. We'll tout.
In code form. Let them send for a sheet.
And then
$10. And if it goes to par.
Then once in a while, just for fun, we'll take a real stiff and we'll give it out, knock it down to 1 to 5.
Uh-huh.
Like King of Dance last year at Calder. That was the hot horse.
Yeah.
Still just turning. Just making the turn right now at the 8th pull.
Uh-huh.
And that was a year ago. What does that tell you?
Right.
Okay, I'll see you at Calder.
Yeah, I hope so.
Okay.
Keep it up.
Bye-bye. Yeah, I'm telling you, folks, there are a lot of rich people in South Florida today after I gave them 4 winners yesterday. 3 that I came up with, and then this gentleman who just called gave you Gulch with 110 pounds and Pat Day in a desperate drive in the stretch, knocking everybody else down. Chris Antley, by the way, who's a hell of a jockey, was second. Of course, that's on his home turf there at Garden State. What a shame that a beautiful track like that is having so much trouble. No more harness racing there, and they're just having all kinds of problems. That Philadelphia area is such a stiff area, you know? Liberty Bell Park is closed. Such a stiff area for the 4th largest market in the country, man. They don't support anything in Philadelphia. All they do is make a lot of garbage. Nassau, hello.
Hello, Neil.
How you doing?
Okay, how you doing today?
Great.
At least you sound great. Okay, before I say, let me say that they're from the operators in Nassau.
Yes.
Tell me to say they enjoy your show.
Really?
And keep up the good work.
Yeah, there are a lot of those cool operators in Nassau.
Yeah.
Yeah, fast operators.
Yeah, but I think your show is a great show, and I enjoy it very much. But we listen every day here.
Oh, I know. We're number 1 in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
We're not too big over here, but we're big over there.
Yeah, man. So is everything.
Great. No complaints.
No complaints.
Just loaded with money, and everybody's happy, and all the old people are sleeping. It's great.
I heard that caller about 30 minutes ago. That lady who called, and she was still listening to your show.
Oh, yeah, the one that we couldn't get on the air. Yeah, she was good.
Yeah.
You should have heard her, yeah.
Okay, just called to say that we love the show. We're going to keep listening. And tell all the other guys. And tell Alabra.
Ali Sheba?
Yeah.
Oh, Alabrera, yeah.
Okay. When he was training for the WGBS traffic.
Oh, yes.
I was listening to WGBS at the time, somewhere in 77, 78.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it's good to hear it's way still on. Okay? So,
okay.
A great station. Neil, you're a good guy.
Okay, take care, man.
Okay?
See you later.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, I think they're starting to smoke newspapers in the Bahamas now, too, aren't they? Kind of sifted over from Jamaica. 27 before 1 at WINZ. Our own traffic reporter, Ali Sheba, will be along an afternoon drive. I should ask that guy a question about Ali Sheba without Lasix. He had a great workout the other day, but boy, 1.5 miles, no Lasix. Look out. Maybe they'll give Chris McCarron Lasix. Biscayne Gardens, hello.
Hi, Neil.
Hi.
Neil, I was in a restaurant the other day and I heard a cute little story. I'm gay. I live in Biscayne Gardens. And the table next to me had 2 guys, and it looked like their mothers they were taking out for lunch.
Yeah.
And the lady says to the one guy, she says, I didn't hear every word, but the gist of the conversation was, you know, so-and-so, I don't really hold anything against you because you're gay. And the guy looked at the friend of his, it was probably his lover, and then looked back at the woman and says, well, gee, that's funny because I hold nothing against you because you're straight.
That's a good line.
He says, what do you mean? And the guy goes into it. She says, well, I hold nothing against the straight people for all the rapists that they give birth to and they raise, and the bank robbers and the dictators, and Hitler was certainly not gay in that. And it, really made me stop and think.
There's some question about Hitler, by the way, but let's not go into it.
Okay, well, it's just something I heard because, you always hear people say, I have nothing against you because you're so-and-so.
Yeah.
It's really a double coin.
Of course. There's good and bad in every crowd. I mean, look, we had Joe McCarthy and Roy Cohn and J. Edgar Hoover. I mean, there are a lot of people that, nobody wants to take credit for. It's kind of like Albertsons, Nobody wants to admit it exists in their town.
Well,
if it's in Lauderhill, they'll tell you it's in Inverary.
I lived in Seattle for a long time. We have Albertsons up there, and, they're a nice place up in Seattle.
Not here.
No?
No.
Okay, well, I hope all your horses come in first.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
You've heard of magnet cities? Or magnet schools, isn't that what it is? Magnet schools? We have magnet supermarkets here. They draw those barbarians just like a magnet, man. They come in, maybe it's because they're wearing all that jewelry. Did you ever think about that? Maybe in the letters on the Albertson sign, maybe in the letters there are some kind of gigantic magnets, and it brings in all those people with the jewelry hanging from all over their body. In fact, I heard that Gene Stevens hangs out at Albertsons in Hallandale. Is that a rumor or what? Oh, by the way, before I take the call from North Miami, they had that shindig. I didn't have a chance to get out there, but last night, Fuddruckers opened on the corner of University and Sunrise. So I would imagine that they're probably open today, aren't they? If there's anybody at Fuddruckers listening or who works over there and you want to plug, call us. And I want to find out how that is. North Miami, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes.
I haven't called you in about a year and a half. I haven't been able to get through. Yesterday, I didn't go out, and I sort of figured that the way they do things here, that they were going to watch for the seatbelt users. And sure enough, I heard a report that they had gotten so many people that were not using their seatbelts.
Oh, yeah.
I do not use mine. I resent it. And I knew if I went out, I would be in trouble. But however, that isn't why I called. Please don't hang up on me because I'll make it brief.
Okay.
I think I have the solution to the bilingual problem that we have.
I sure hope so, because I'd like to get it over with already.
Well, it's an idea. Only an idea. Now, I'm 57, and I was forced to learn basic Spanish in order to adapt to the culture here. However, age has nothing to do with it. There are exceptions. If the government would withhold a lot of the subsidies, the grants for housing, Medicare, food stamps, etc., you would be surprised how many people would learn until they learned a basic amount of English. You'd be surprised how many would learn English in real short order.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's something to think about because age...
As in short order cook, right.
Right, because I'm 57 and my mind isn't what it used to be, and I had to learn it, and I was forced to. I didn't have a teacher. It was a matter of survival. So I feel that if these subsidies, until they could prove they knew a basic amount of English, until all of these, they were withheld, I'm sure that they would be able to speak English very quick. That's all I have to say.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
I think she just solved the problem. We can all become short order cooks. 22 before 1 at WINZ. I see Mike Gonzalez and John Tamaro teamed up for back-to-back winners. You know why? That was yesterday at Gulfstream. They're getting ready for Calder. I'm telling you, look out. Look out. Miramar, hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Hello, Neil. Good afternoon. Listen, Neil, I was looking through the Sun Tatler paper, the throwaway paper that they dump on your lawn.
Yeah.
Piece of garbage. That was about 2 weeks ago. And then I said, I was looking through the sports section, and I see this long shot that was running at Gulfstream. I says, oh boy, to my wife, I says, Neil saw this. He would have played this thing on a hunch. He would have plunged his heart, soul, and everything out. The horse was running at 70-1. And you know what the name of that horse was? I know you would have played it on a hunch. Speak No More. Have you heard about that horse?
Yeah, I saw that.
You saw that, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, one other thing now. You talk about Albertsons.
Please.
Well, if you think Albertsons is bad, if you're trying to make the first race at Calder and you're coming off at the Miramar exit, and then you get some schmuck that puts out a $100 bill for a 25-cent toll.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
Oh, my God. If the toll collector doesn't have the change, and most of them won't do it because they've got to wipe out most of their change, and they won't have anything for the other customers, they got to call into the office, which is a half a mile across the other lanes, and by the time they get back there, the Marabunta are backing up, and you're trying to make that first race.
Yeah.
And then the toll collector says to the guy, "Do you have anything small?" He says, "That's the smallest I got," and you know that he's got something small.
Well, you know what I would do if that happened to me? I would just run out and give the guy a quarter. I would,
Yeah, well.
say, "Get the hell out of here already." That happens to me all the time.
One other thing.
Yeah.
My wife is Irish, born and raised in Ireland, and she loves that Leprechaun song. She loves it. but she says over there they call him a Macintosh.
Oh, like an apple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not only that.
That's the problem. They keep taking a bite out of them, too, like an apple, and that's why they don't work too well.
Hello?
What's that?
She says try to buy a Macintosh in the Free State. It's all under the table over there. She says if you play that song over there, you'd have the diocese in an uproar.
I'm sure of that, yeah.
Okay, that's all I've got to say.
Okay, after my next call, I'll play it for you.
Yeah, you watch that Speak No More. I know that you would. If you had seen it, would you have played that on a hunch?
Oh, sure.
Because
I'm starting
I
to go
know
with
you
hunches.
love to speak.
Okay.
Okay, kid. Take care.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Got a caller on a mobile phone. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
How you doing?
Couple comments about the beach since you've brought that topic up again. I was over there this weekend, and I saw two, I guess, ethnic classes of people. One, it was extremely Latin. I was very surprised. I cruised up Collins Ave. A lot of Latins, young and old.
Yeah.
The other, and I have nothing against these people because I'm Jewish myself, but there are a lot of Hasidic Jews over there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They're all schlepping across the street with their 80 pounds of clothing. It's 90 degrees in the shade, and they're all schlepping across the street.
I had shorts on, and I was
Oh,
in the heat, and they came out. I'm playing golf, and a Hasidic Jew and his son come walking out on the golf course, and they walk right onto the green while I'm putting, look over my shoulder, and then walk away. It spooked me a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were doing. But that's the only two kinds of people I see on the beach, and I get out there pretty often. I don't even see, on the southern part of the beach, the old people are a minority now. That's rare. But that's all I wanted to say. I was out there this weekend. And
Yeah, well, you've seen for yourself the great comeback it's making, right?
Beautiful.
It's incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good luck to us all, sir.
Just wait until they open up another club on the beach and just see how long that lasts, just
Yeah,
like all the others.
Club X.
Okay.
See you later.
Hey, this is the time of year when everyone's a wee bit Irish. Say, Colleen, would you be wanting to come over to my place to help me wax my shillelagh?
Oh, now that I would, Michael Patrick, if you be wearing the green.
I know, there's a smart lassie. She's making sure her laddie's wearing the Kelly Green protection of leprechauns. Don't be wishing on a four-leaf clover or falling for the gift of gab, especially if you're planning on kissing some blarney stones or what have you. Be doubling your protection with leprechauns.
They're strong enough for a man. But I like 'em too.
So, get yourself a leprechaun and you won't be catching anything else.
17 till 1 at WINZ. Boy, I'll tell you one thing, the lines have sure cleared out since we talked for about 5 minutes about horse racing. Man, you could just see them dropping off. Blink, blink, just like crazy, like Southern Belle was pulling the lines. Hey, that's okay. I enjoy it. If you don't like it, that's your problem, okay? In Dade County, there's an open line at 624-0191. Wait, now would be a real good time. Well, I have just a second to mention again, we do have the postcards here for the SOFAR campaign, and this is really the next major step in our campaign to get the FCC off our backs. And all you've got to do is send us your name and address. Is that hard? I mean, even if you've done it before with the petitions and a whole other business, we need you to get involved again. Send us your name and address. If you want to send a check, that's great, but it's not mandatory. SOFAR, Oh, I know. I see, I can't even do this anymore because every time I do it, I have this feeling I'm going to give it too fast. SOFAR, that's Save Our First Amendment Rights. Daffy will be along at 2. I don't have any promo card. Does Daffy have a guest today? No guest. Oh, that ought to be good. Let's see, we had an execution over the holiday weekend, and we had another one that I think that was stayed, and we're going to see if we can't take up a petition drive to make sure that we fry that guy. And then, I couldn't believe it, I'm coming to work this morning, and Lee was screaming as always, and what do you think one of the topics was that he brought up? You know that jerk out in California that they let out of jail after 7 years? The one that raped the girl and then cut her arms off with an axe? And Lee was just all upset. He couldn't understand why these people banded together and were protesting that he wanted to live in their complex. The guy did his time and he was paroled, and leave him alone now, Give him his rights. I'm sure he'd love to have him living next door to him. Davey, hello.
Oh, Neil?
Yes.
How you doing?
Okay.
Hey, Albertsons?
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm talking about Albertsons with all this heavy stuff going on in the world.
Please.
But listen to this. Albertsons, if you go to Albertsons, they will cash anybody's check. I mean, if there's anything good to say about that store, they will cash your check, and they'll do it anywhere in the country.
I heard Larry King used to shop there.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to say is if you want to cash your check, go to Albertsons.
Oh, thanks a lot. Now you're really going to make it bad.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Boy, is that incredible or what? In fact, when they used to ask Larry for his driver's license when he cashed the check at Albertsons, and they'd say, "Sir," he'd say, "What's the question?" Guy's unbelievable. He's consistent, though, Consistent. There's something to be said for that. North Miami, hello.
Hi, Neil.
Hi.
I've heard you talk a lot about French Canadians in the past. I've been listening to you for about a year, and the subject has come up quite often.
Very often, yeah.
I've never had any personal experience with them until a couple of days ago. Driving along the Palmetto, I took the exit to go to 27th Avenue, and the light there to get off the Palmetto onto 27th is rather long. And in front of me, there's this Cadillac. I think you call it a Brougham or something, one of the really expensive ones. And there's two ladies sitting in it of indeterminate age. One had blue hair and one had pink hair, so I guess they must have been pretty old. And it had Quebec license plates on it. After 4 or 5 minutes of this light staying on red, everybody's getting a little bit impatient. What should happen, but the driver's side of the car opened, and a hand sneaked out containing a McDonald's milkshake carton with a straw sticking out of it.
Yeah.
Dumped it on the road.
Oh, beautiful.
And then a hand came out again with the other lady's milkshake carton next to the other one. And again, with 2 bags of what I can only assume were the cartons from 2 burgers that they bought at a McDonald's drive-in or something, very, very unobtrusively pushed gently underneath the car with her hand, shut the door, the light turned on, and she zoomed straight on.
Unbelievable.
I mean, I stood there, the guys behind me were honking, why wasn't I moving? I was dumbstruck. I couldn't believe it. And these were people sitting in a Cadillac. You think they'd have more, I don't know, more sense or...
More class.
More integrity, well...
Yeah, no, those French Canadians have no class, zero.
Unbelievable.
We're going to start banning them. We're not going to let them come down here anymore.
But it was a shocking.
They're cheap, and they make a mess, and they're slobs, and they drive slow, real slow.
Yeah. And the other thing I wanted to mention was...
Now I know why they drive slow. They're dropping garbage out. Go ahead, sir.
Ever. I mean, I'm from England. I've never been to Epsom Downs or Elstree, any of those. I came over here, and some friends of mine asked me to go with them to see the Kentucky Derby on TV and bet a few races up at the one on Biscayne up north. Gulfstream, is it?
Yeah.
On Biscayne Boulevard?
Yeah, in Hallandale.
Yeah, right.
Federal highway to use, sir.
I got there, and I was very, apprehensive because I'd never been to a racetrack before. I didn't know what to expect. I'll tell you what, I had the time of my life. I am now going there every Saturday.
Great.
Make bets, have a good time. It is incredible. And you just don't know what you're missing until you go and try it. A lot of these people, they call you up and say, yeah, you're boring us to death with all this racetrack.
That's right. As long as you don't take, as long as you don't take more than 10 or 20,000 with you and you don't overdo it, it's great.
Oh, it's okay if you win that much, though.
Yeah. Are we going to see you at Calder?
I don't know where Calder is, quite honestly. I mean,
Calder's so easy to get to. It's right at the Dade Broward line.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll give it a try. But I mean, it's so much fun going to Gulfstream. I think I'll stick with that for a while. And I'm not losing any. I'm kind of breaking even.
Well, you better stick with it fast, because tomorrow and Thursday are the last days. Calder opens Saturday.
Oh well, that's it then. I'll be going. Whereabouts is Calder, if you don't mind me telling?
Whereabouts? It's on 27th Avenue. That's the extension of University Drive. It's just south of Miramar, as a matter of fact.
New Drive. Okay, got it. Yeah, I'll give that a try as well.
It's right off the Turnpike exit. I mean, it's so easy to get there, no matter where you are. It's great.
Right. Well, I'm sure I'll be able to find it.
Oh yeah.
Where it is.
Yeah. If you become a horse player, you'll know it will lead you right to the gate.
Yeah. Oh, I'm a fan now. Believe me.
Good.
I'm having a great time.
Okay, we'll see you at Calder.
Thanks a lot, Neil.
Good luck. That's interesting. Rents a Slob is an anagram of Albertsons. Huh. Never thought about that. Boy, if that horse is running at Calder Saturday in the third race, Rents a Slob with George Santos, man, plunge your brains out. Okay, we've got several open lines now, and that's because the last caller mentioned horse racing again. Every time we even think about it, all of a sudden these lines, blink, blink, they just go right out. In Dade County, 624-0191. And there's even an open line in Broward, 764-0707. Hollywood, hello.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure. Am I on the OI7 line?
That's the one, sir.
Terrific. The other night I called up another talk show host.
Well, wait a minute. Don't say another talk show host. Tell me who.
It was Mr. Worthing, I'm sorry. And we talked about the FCC ruling, and he told me that it already came down, the one that, for SOFAR. And I told him, I'm all ready. If Neil wants to go to Washington and picket, I'll stand out there. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
And
what did he say?
He just said, well, you'll get some recognition. Let me tell you, I've noticed one thing about that man. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he's like a machine. You talk to him, and he just spits out the information. He knows exactly what he's going to say to to divert the conversation.
Yeah.
But he's very narrow-minded in his...
Well, but he doesn't like to be negative, sir. Don't you understand? He doesn't want to be negative. If other hosts in this market want to be negative, I'll leave that up to them. This is the positive show, sir. We don't like negative on this show. We like Ricky Tick, we like Risque, we don't like negative.
And let me give you an example.
Yes.
Exactly. By the way, I didn't know that you liked the Doors. I have a lot of...
I have every record they ever made, and some that Jim Morrison is still writing in the sky.
Yeah. Well, believe it or not, I'm from Los Angeles, and I had a buddy that worked on a rock and roll station out there, KROQ.
Yeah.
And I got some tapes of them that were never released. Maybe what I'll do is I'll send you a tape of some of this unreleased stuff.
Great. We'll play it on the air.
And you can send me some of the, Sylvester Stallone First Wimp Part 2 or...
Some of that stuff, yeah.
All that good stuff like that.
Okay.
And also, I'm waiting to know, when are you going to have Jerry Falwell on your show?
Thursday.
Oh, great. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, and we're having Jim and Tammy Faye on Friday.
Oh, good.
And Jimmy Swaggart's going to be on Saturday.
Oh, good.
While I'm at the track, he's going to be praying for winners.
Fantastic. Well, at least I called up. I didn't want to, talk about Sweet and Low and the prunes. I didn't know what the topic was, so I just wanted to call and say I listen to your show a lot. You really get me angry, not at you, but the topics that you talk about.
Yeah.
It's almost like, hey, everybody's taking my freedom away. What's going on?
Exactly.
I don't even know about it.
And especially when you live down here, you can't even go shopping down here.
Yeah.
That'll be next.
Well, we got the bumper sticker police, and then, we're going to have the sex police. Who knows what we're going to have next? So, all right. Well, it was good talking to you.
I'll tell you what we're going to have next before you go.
Excuse me?
Before you go, I'll tell you what's coming next.
Okay.
The breathing police.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
See you later.
Each day when I wake up, I still have on all my makeup and say a lot of prayers for you.
Finally, the 10-record set you've been waiting for. Tammy Faye's unbelievable new album, He Is the Rock. I Crawled Out From Under.
I put 16 tons of makeup on. Then my husband does it with Jessica Hound. Oh, Betty Ford called, and go I will. I'm all strung out on booze and pills.
It's all here. The headache, the heartache, the pancake.
Rock of Ages is my face. My mascara won't erase.
Tammy Faye's Here's the Rock That I Crawled Out From Under.
Won't you buy my new album? If you don't, you'll burn in hell. You really will. Thank you. God bless you.
Okay. Well, listen, that's the end of this hour, and we've only got 1 hour to go today. Boy, time is just slipping away here today. Slipping away. And we do have some open lines. The noon hour, boy, they really are wild in this hour, aren't they? Man, they come and they go. It's like you have to be a butterfly just to watch the phone. You have to kind of flit 7 at WINZ. I'm telling you, those monthly ratings just came out moments ago, and we don't want to get into a big discussion of them here on the air, but they are so good for this show. I mean, it's just incredible. How high can they go? It's unbelievable. And that was before the switchover, right, on Snooze. That was before Lee, and, well, it's going to be tough now with Fowler and Sachs back-to-backs. It's going to be tough, but we thank the audience for their continuing support. We want you to pick up the telephone directory and start at AAA. AAA Insurance. 5A Locksmith. And call everybody in the phone book and tell them to start listening to the show. We can do a 90 share. We still won't have any spots, right? But boy, will that look impressive in the book. Will that be great on my resume? Maybe I can become one of those upwardly mobile types, you know? Those people are always thinking like 3 jobs down the road. They're not worried about this job, but they are planning a resume for the big job in the sky or something. Now, what do you mean? There's some woman out there who demands to hear Rasta Jew. She's probably the same woman in a supermarket who demanded that woman pick up whatever was on the floor. You know, these pushy people, man, it just could drive you nuts.
Jamaica, 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 Jamaica. Vena mola mola landa zizera feine. Jamaica, 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 Jamaica. Kinderhagen werden in Jamaica, me sugar werden in Jamaica, kicken a killer in Jamaica. Vena mola mola landa zizera feine. Rasta me, Rasta you. Rasta black, Rasta Jew, Rasta Jew, oi! Rasta Jew. I say I and I say wo yo yo. How come you don't wear dreadlocks? I'm not that orthodox. I like Jimmy Cliff, and I like to smoke a spliff. I like man so bright. I am a Yiddish type of guy. Rasta me, Rasta you, Rasta black, Rasta Jew, Rasta Jew. Oh Lord, yes, Rasta Jew. I like goats and soup, and I ride a motorbike. Chicken soup with Canada lack, that's what I like. Have you ever tasted red peas, rice and greens, planking and gefilte fish? That's much more my speed. Rasta me, Rasta you, Rasta black, Rasta Jew, Rasta Jew. I want me tell you, Rasta Jew. Rasta you, Rasta black, Rasta Jew, Rasta Jew. Yes, man, Rasta Jew. Rasta. What are you doing? It looks like you're smoking a newspaper. That's a spliff, man. Why do you always keep your pants unbuttoned? I'm always ready for action. I'm shaking. Why do I cook bananas? Do you like cook bananas? What are you, crazy? Do you at least peel them first? You mash them up full of man. So, why do you always wear jogging suit?
What do they think this is, waxy? All request hour this hour? No, come on. Can we do that to the callers? Although I will say this, we had a great show yesterday. And Saturday, we had 2 in a row. Could it be 3? Now, this show today has been all right. We haven't had too many malcontents or misfits. We did have that young Cuban woman who got hysterical and just made a fool of herself. But then the other woman called in and kind of redeemed her. And just, figuratively speaking, beat her with a stick. I mean, really put her in her place, right? Like on Southwest 8th Street. I mean, she just put her in her place. So let's see a show on the phone. If there are people who are listening who want to hear more bits and music this hour, boy, look at that. 6 lines lit up already. Well, listen, we like to do it the democratic way. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to impose things on this audience. We want to give you, the listener, a chance to make the choices.
When some schlumio tries to put me down and says he has a larger congregation, I tell him right away, now listen here, Nunegate, you heard of my show, it's #1 in the nation. Always pays, give more dollars, so be true to your show, like you would to your mule. Be true to your show. Embroidered in gold, it sure is bold. I wear it everywhere when I go round to other AZAs. They don't know what to say, so be true to your show. Learn the ancient myths. Be true to your show. Support the B'nai B'rith. Be true to your show. I'll be jacked up on the Sabbath service. I'll be ready to pray. I'll be steady now. My girlfriend's at the altar in the choir now. She'll be singing away. Be true to your show. Let your talent sail. Be true to your show. Yes, Royal. Be true to your show. Yes, 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 be true to your show.
Okay, our guest tomorrow will be Ron Sachs. It's 1:15 at WINZ, and what should we do? Should we go back to the calls? I guess so. Now, we don't want to take up all the time. The valuable time of these people who have been waiting so long on the phone, they probably got important things to do. Fort Lauderdale, hello.
Yeah, hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
It's a long wait.
Sorry about that. Just pretend you were shopping in Albertsons.
How about Publix?
Okay.
I turned the radio on this morning, and I got that station in Fort Lauderdale, WFPL.
Oh, FPL, yeah, that's the one that the electric company puts on the wires, yeah.
Well, anyway, I heard him giving a commercial, and it was win color TVs, trip to Hawaii, 7-day cruise, and, et cetera, et cetera. And these prizes will be given out in conjunction with WFPL and the Miami Herald. Boy, they must be desperate.
More than desperate.
Jesus, when they start giving that stuff out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does that tell you? You're not getting the Herald, are you?
Oh, no way. I get the Fort Lauderdale paper.
In fact, we ought to start a new slogan to really kind of grind it into the Herald. No way, Jose.
Very good.
Is that good? Is that appropriate?
Yeah, that's appropriate.
Yeah.
Another reason I called. Listen, this past Sunday was, this past Sunday, I put, what's his name, Ira Everett on. And he had a record on there he was playing, and I got the very tail end of it.
Yeah.
And I thought it was Ronnie speaking. The voice sounded just like him. and there was something about he had a dream he'd been president for 8 years, and I don't know how. Didn't hear the first part of the record. I was wondering if you had it.
Well, you know, far be it for me to go into the rack and pull out Ira's material here, but I'm looking for it now. You know, the problem is you can't read his writing.
Yeah.
I think he writes in code.
But whoever did the impersonation of Ronnie, oh boy.
Really? Really good, huh?
Very good.
Well, if he's got good material in here that he's holding back, I'm going to look for it.
Yeah, I
Okay.
was wondering if you had it, if you would play it.
Okay, I'll look for it.
Okay, thank you, Nick.
Have a good day.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, just say no to the Herald. That's our slogan. And by the way, Father's Day coming up. Do Dad a favor this year. Cancel the Herald subscription. Dad won't have to go out there and bend over on the stoop and pick up that rag. So do something nice for Dad this year. Cancel his Herald subscription. And tomorrow we'll be giving you the numbers again. Just say no to the Herald. We ought to get bumper stickers like that. No way, Jose. Even in Little Havana, they say they hate the Herald there, too. No way, Jose. Hollywood, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Hi.
What's happening?
Buenos dias. Buenas tardes.
Listen, I got a little story for you. Friday, I had to go to the bank to make a car payment, so I figured while I'm there, I asked one of the clerks there about free checking. What do I have to do to get free checking so I don't have to do all the bookkeeping? Anyway, she tells me you can't get it because you're not a senior citizen. Okay? So I said, but that's discrimination. You can't do that. I mean, it's against the law.
Yeah.
So she says, well, that's the way it is. And then this old fart sitting next to her, asking the other clerk a question, says, when you get to be my age, then you can get it. I says, baloney. I says, what makes your dollar any better than mine?
Exactly.
So she says to me, do you have a mother and father? Yeah, I got a mother and father. But she says, well, you shouldn't talk that way. I says, but I'm right, ain't I? So she says to me, no, you're not. And you sound like you listen to Neil Rogers. I says, right on, Mama.
That's incredible. Are you serious?
Yep, that's what you
Boy, this show is becoming legendary, you know what?
Another thing, I want to take a little point against you.
Okay.
The Pittsburgh Pirates. They're the most improved team in baseball. I don't know how you could be so down on them.
Don't get carried away, okay?
Oh,
you know, a 5-game winning streak.
Trade. The only bum trade they made is they got sucked in by St. Louis again. It wasn't bad enough giving them Tudor and turning out to be a Cy Young Award winner.
Yeah.
And now they have to give them Pena. But outside of that, they made some damn good trades with the Dodgers. They got Sid Bream and now they got a couple of good young ball players out in that outfield.
Just remember, a 5-game winning streak does not a season make, and it ended yesterday.
But
So
they're
let's
winning on the road, which is a sign of a team that's improved.
And they're getting that great home attendance, you know, like 4,500. And now, if we get the if we could get the Pirates down here, then we'd have something.
And they made an excellent trade with the Yankees. They really got some good young pitchers. Really got 3 good young pitchers from the Yankees. And even though these guys might not be that good this year, in another year, these guys are going to be really experienced super pitchers.
Yeah, well, I hope you're right. It's been a long drought. It's been 8 years now.
And I'm sorry I missed your program yesterday. It was all set to go to Gulfstream. I said, nah, I won't go. And
Oh, boy.
again, you give up all these horses.
You could have retired today, sir. I'm
Oh,
telling
yeah, I heard you gave out a $67 horse.
you. Yes, I did. 3-sided coin in the 6th race,
You got
67.20.
Bill Calder get it?
He won by 5. No, he didn't. Calder is still 0 for Gulfstream. He's waiting for Calder.
I don't know. All righty. Thanks. I just wanted to talk to you about that story.
Okay, I'll see you online.
Take care.
Bye-bye. 20 minutes after 1 at WINZ. We have an open line in Broward if you rush to that phone. Boy, what a euphoric last few days this has been, you know? There's something going on. I think since I stopped taking that blood pressure medicine, those doctors, I don't want to get started on doctors today, but boy, they can kill you. They make you into a human guinea pig. It's like they go back into the laboratory, you know, like Dr. Jekyll, and they start mixing up all kinds of stuff with the detail man, and when they come out, they have it in capsule form. It's unbelievable. Okay, let's do a break. We'll come right back.
This is Ernie.
Okay, we're having a gigantic meeting, a picnic on the front lawn. All of the former WINZ employees are out there, and they're lined up all the way to Miami Gardens Drive. It's incredible. Unbelievable. I saw Dick Casper was out there, too. I don't know what that means. Okay, where are we going? Fort Lauderdale, hello. Are you there?
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I want to make a comment about Jim Morrison.
Yes, sir.
I don't know whether you know this or not, but 2 years ago I was in Paris and went out to the Père Lachaise Cemetery to pay my respects to all the famous people who were buried there.
Yeah.
And I was looking at my map, because I have a map because you can't tell who was buried where without the map. and a young couple came up to me and said, "Can you show me where Jim Morrison is buried?"
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Who?" And then I realized who Jim Morrison was. So I told him. So I thought, let's
Yeah, he
go see too.
plays third base for the Pirates.
Yes. So we walked along, and all along on the other graves had been spray-painted arrows saying, "This way to Jim, this way to Jim."
Really?
And as we got closer to his grave, it said, "You're not dead, you're still alive, we love you," and you finally come around a hill and some trees, and there's his grave.
Yeah.
And there are about 6 or 7 people sitting around the grave. There's a statue of him at the top, and singing his songs and throwing flowers on the grave. And I asked why was he buried there. They said he requested to be buried there.
Yeah, he had ants in his France.
I get very good.
Yeah.
So, that's all.
Well, there's a cult. You do realize there is a cult who really believes that he's still alive.
I guess so. I didn't know all of this.
Oh, yeah.
Being into classical music rather than the Doors.
Yeah.
But I was amazed to find out it's still going on.
Well, maybe somebody will call in and let us know. One of the cultists might be out there, probably all excited after we played Touch Me.
Very possibly.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks a lot. 125, little trivia for you there. We have an open line in each county now. If you'd like to join us in these last 35 record-breaking minutes. In Dade County, 624-0191, and in Broward, 764-0707. Is it really true that the afternoons on Snooze went up after Kane left? I mean, I don't know why I'm asking the question, because we don't talk about him anyway, right? But I just couldn't resist it. Isn't that ironic? We have a little piece we're going to play for Mike Anthony at WIOD today. Come on, get serious. I didn't hear it. Was it something that I should have heard? Did I miss something good? Not that good. Okay, 25 past 1 at WINZ. If you're wondering what all these little messages are back and forth, mind your own business, okay? South Miami, hello.
Hi, Neil.
Hi.
Hi. Hey, I wanted to know if that was you I saw yesterday up at Fort Lauderdale Beach twisting away for the spring break reunion.
Yeah, that was me. Oh, you saw that guy on TV?
Pardon?
You saw that guy.
Well, you know, I saw Frankie Avalon and Connie Stevens, and I thought I saw you up there, too.
No, they showed that. I thought did you watch the news last night?
Yeah.
They showed a fat guy there who looked a little like me. He wasn't quite as fat as I am, but boy, he was having a nervous breakdown, twisting and worked up into a sweat, and they just kept showing him. I don't know what that was all about.
Yeah, well...
Must be one of the stockholders at Channel 7.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, it was definitely a fun-filled day up there.
Yeah, well, that's going to turn it around, right? I mean, if they do that again next year, then we'll have another big day next year, and that'll be it.
Great.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Yeah, you notice all the commentary we've had about that? In fact, we had more commentary on the OVO today than we did about yesterday's big bash in Fort Lauderdale Beach. I mean, that's really going to turn it around. I guess as long as they keep Jan and Dean and Bobby V and Connie Stevens and Frankie Avalon there and Annette, we can have a big bash every day. But I think that after the first couple of days, it might wear out. It could get like lunchtime at the oldies, you know? Hallandale, hello.
How you doing?
Okay.
You know who this is?
Who it is?
Green shirt.
Oh, Green Shirt. Boy, you must be getting excited.
Yeah, well, I'm finally be able to go right back to the racetrack.
Boy, they're going to let you out of jail on Saturday.
I can't believe what they did to me.
Do you want to talk about it? I know the story. Do you want to talk about it?
It's your buddy, you know.
Now, wait a minute. Don't start blaming me. I thought you and I were friends now.
It's the guy that I told him to take a walk. Harry, Crazy Harry.
No, he's not my friend. I don't know who
I know, that's the
Oh,
one
you mean that maniac, that lunatic. Yeah, well, he deserves to take a
even
walk.
with me, and I like a jerk fell right into the trap.
Okay, now for the audience who wonders what this is all about, this is Green Shirt, who used to be that obnoxious guy at Calder on the roof garden, but who then we transformed, we waved a magic wand over him, and he became a great guy and a real degenerate horse player. And you must have really been hurting with Julio winning all those races. You must have been having a nervous breakdown.
Now he's going back with Santos.
This is Pazua's #1 fan, and he must have been... Did you hear me give those 3 horses yesterday?
No, I didn't hear the 3.
Are you serious?
No, did you have 3 winners? I know you like
All right,
and,
listen to me. Listen to this. I gave out too much to drink with Molina in the second, paid $19.20.
That's the horse that cost me all the aggravation.
And the double paid $175. I gave out Pisces Princess in the third with Mancia. They bet him down. He paid only $5.80, but won by 5.5.
Yeah.
And I gave out Three-Sided Coin in the sixth race, who won by 5 and paid $67.20.
Oh, Jesus, you had a hell of a day.
No, I didn't have any day. I wasn't out there. I didn't have a dime down.
You're getting like your buddy.
Like Calder, exactly.
Yeah,
I pick
right.
all the long shots and I never cash.
With the horse that cost me all the prummy, too much to drink. That with the double, the $280 double.
Well, you must be ready though for Saturday. How's your restaurant doing?
Yeah, I had too much to drink that day, and that's when the trouble started. When the guy said I took a stick and I cashed it in,
And they banned you from the track for the rest of the meeting.
for the whole meeting. Do you believe that?
No, that wasn't. You must have been having a fit.
I went berserk. I went there a couple of times. They threw me right out there.
Really?
Next time they're going to throw the book at me. I said, for what?
Yeah. Well, you got to reform again. We had you in pretty good shape, and then you went crazy again.
I had too much to drink. I had the horse.
How's your restaurant doing?
Nah, not too good.
Not too good. Well, this time of the year, boy, you just got to stay
Oh, you're
afloat.
right. We had a couple of young dancers there. They didn't do too good either.
Yeah.
You can't get the young ones in Hallandale.
No.
Anyway, I hope to see you Saturday.
We'll be there in the usual spot. I'm taking the day off Saturday, you know.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
You need a little relaxation.
Well, no, I need a few winners.
Well, you had the winner Sunday. You must have aggravated you bad.
I know. Yesterday.
It's a tough one.
Okay, well, I'll see you Saturday.
Okay, take
Bye-bye.
care.
Okay. There goes Green Shirt. Lester. He's a good guy, turned out. But then again, you know, he slipped up a little bit and got into a one of those contretemps. There's something about people in horse racing. They love that word contretemps. Is there any special reason for that? Is that kind of a racetrack sued word, contretemps? Frank Wright loved that word, man. He was always using that word. Then they took him off the air on WOR, so he used it one time too many. Miami Lakes, hello.
Hi, Neil. How you doing?
Okay.
Someone here in Dade County that speaks English?
Hallelujah. Buenos dias, sir.
No hablo español.
Good for you.
Hey, Neil, did you know Jim Morrison was arrested down here in the Lakes?
Oh, yes, in Dinner Key Auditorium.
Yeah, for lewd and obscene behavior on stage.
Yeah, he had a slogan for that concert. When in doubt, whip it out, and he did.
Yeah.
And
What
that
do you think he'd make of the FCC?
Yeah, they'd be nervous about him, I guess.
Oh, man.
In fact, we're going to have a reunion. We're going to bring back Lenny Bruce and Jim Morrison at the Orange Bowl.
Yeah. Hey, he didn't request to be buried over in France. That's where he, in Paris, that's where he died, so they just buried him there.
Yeah, he had also too much to drink.
Yeah.
Going back to the last caller, yeah.
Yeah, talking about the Latino community down here and whatnot. You ever drive around down in Hialeah?
No, not if I can help it. Only when the track's open.
Well, have you ever done it?
Yeah, I used to live there. I used to live right next.
Maybe it's just me, but do you feel they drive different down there too? They drive differently in Hialeah than they do.
Well, I noticed that when you're on the Palmetto and you're going by the 103rd Street exit, it's hopeless. I mean, that's like the end of the world there.
Oh man,
So
I always tease my wife that my blood pressure goes up about 50 points as soon as I cross over into the Hialeah line there. It's amazing. I'm just like, because I'm a pretty rational guy, but I go like crazy when I get in the Hialeah. I can't take it.
You start honking your horn a lot.
Yeah.
Just for no particular reason.
But no, Dade County's not a bad place.
No, it's a nice place to visit. You just don't want to live there.
Oh, I live here. I kind of like it, Neil.
Do you? Where do you live?
Miami Lakes.
Oh, in Miami Lakes. I used to live right next door to Miami Lakes High. 12th Street or 12th Avenue, whatever that is. But that's a long time ago. That's 10 years ago.
Okay, I just want to call you. We've got a lot of listeners here in Miami Lakes, and there are some...
Are you serious?
Yeah, lots of listeners.
Oh, come on. In Miami Lakes?
Sure.
That's like trying to tell me we have a lot of listeners in Coral Springs. We have one listener in Coral Springs, and he called like 3 times yesterday.
That's funny, because I moved down to Miami Lakes from Coral Springs. Maybe I was the one listener. Hello, Neil.
I'm reading a message here.
Okay.
It says Jennifer Rem listens, and she lives in... Wait a minute. Oh, in the Lakes. In the Lakes? They don't call it the Lakes.
Yeah, that's what all the upward mobile types.
Oh, all the yuppies call it the Lakes?
Yeah, I live over in the Lakes.
Oh, man, I feel like I've learned something so valuable today. The Lakes.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Well, first I'm going to live in the Lakes of Carriage Hills first to check it out.
Well, they probably, the upward types call that the Lakes, too.
That's what I mean. Okay, listen, hang in there.
Okay, Neil, bye-bye.
I'll see you on 49th Street.
Okay.
They're so screwed up in Hialeah, they don't even know what number the street is, you know? Unbelievable. Oh, I know that Scott Walterman used to live there in the lakes, yeah. And now look where he is. Is that depressing? Okay, here's another story. Weather's going to be okay. I mean, I'm sorry, folks. Don't start me with Scott Walterman. Will you please? Then we'll tell Kathy West stories. We'll really get the audience hysterical. I wonder how Kathy's doing. Do you think she's listening right now? Or do you think she's pouting? Is she upset with me? Pouting? I mean, even that story in The Waves said, we know who started it, Kathy. You did. Do we miss Kathy? If the people in the audience could only see the looks that I get from Kyle in the control room, that would explain a lot of my behavior on the air. He just, doesn't mince his words. Miami, hello.
Yeah, Neil?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I was listening to WVUM down here the other day on Saturday.
Boy.
Have you taken the SOFAR campaign to any of the colleges?
Let me tell you, we have invited them, we have begged, we have requested, we've had students who said that they were going to give them the petitions, and we have heard zero from those dunderheads at VUM.
Really?
Shame on them.
Yeah, it is, because that's their future.
Not only that, but the stuff they play on the air, a lot of it is marginal anyway. I mean, they really ought to be involved in this thing, and, they're out to lunch.
Yeah, I used to help I used to have a friend that used to be a disc jockey at VUM, and I used to help him with one of the shows. He didn't follow any format or anything because...
Yeah, I think all those kids down at VUM, they're either doing drugs or they're dressing up in drag, all of them. That's about it.
You'd be surprised, but no, the DJ that I heard is actually a friend of mine. So I'm going to see what I can do for you there. And I have a friend that's also an FIU political science major, and he's involved in all these things. But if he doesn't listen to the radio, he doesn't have time. He's too busy picketing everywhere.
Really?
So I'm going to take him a few petitions and see if I can get him going with this. Because I went down to the beach yesterday. And I got, between 2 blocks, I filled up 1 page.
Excellent.
And I ran into this guy, and I asked him to sign it, and he gave me 2 sheets to get some more signatures.
Yeah, we gave some petitions to Taffy over the weekend, and her people were all handing out sheets, the kind you wear.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I just want to ask a favor. Could you play that card that you once played with the 2 guys in the shower about the cops?
Oh, that's gone. It's the only one. I can play anything else for you, but that one is...
Oh, that was the best.
Vanished. I know. They take all the good stuff away from you.
I want to tell you I'm Cuban, and I don't wear an earring, but...
But you're working on it.
I'm working on it, yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. 24, no more Spigot and Freeway. That's gone. That's gone. People in New York said, we don't know how that slipped its way down there, but it floated down here, as a matter of fact. It just we opened up the door one morning, and it floated in the door with John McLaughlin. And then we opened the door up, and they just kind of floated out together, so I don't know what that means. Okay, only kidding, John. Only kidding. Boy, I love his wardrobe, don't you? Do you like those hats? He doesn't wear those hats anymore, does he, that he used to wear? No. Now, Rex Reed said some nasty things about that, and he cut it out. Hollywood, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, about Panama City. It's first time calling.
Boy, this is taking us back to the beginning of the show now.
It's the first time I had a chance to call you.
Good.
I was in the Air Force in the early 70s, and I got my orders from Keesler Air Force Base to go to Tyndall Air Force Base.
Mm-hmm.
That's where that was. They said Panama City. I said, Central America? They said, no, Panama City, Florida. I lived in Florida for 20 years before I knew there was a Panama City, Florida.
Yeah, in fact, we have our own Panama Canal over there.
Right. And, I was there for close to 2 years, and I'll tell you, you can take your bed and put it out on Highway 98 and not fear of getting run over between Labor Day and Memorial Day.
Yeah.
That's dead.
Yeah. Well, there's something to be said for that.
Yeah. They mean to say that's where all the people from Hallandale go after they die?
Rednecks and deadnecks.
Yeah. Also, on your thing about Canadians,
yeah,
my daughter goes to MacArthur High School, and I had her bring me home a blank bumper sticker, and I made up a bumper sticker to put on the back of my pickup truck. Bumper sticker police are probably going to be looking for me now. It says, "Make Florida roads safe. Teach a Canadian to drive."
Now we're going to put up a sign at the border. Keep him in Georgia. We're not letting him in anymore.
Yeah. Also, I think our illustrious governor up in Tallahassee, with the Canadians and all these geriatrics and condo commandos, I think you ought to allow us to put machine guns in our turn signals so we can get them off out of the way.
Yeah, that's coming next. That's going to be mandatory starting June 1st.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, Neil, hey,
only at the state capitol. Okay, have a good one.
All right.
See you later. Okay, now somebody ordered us to play the Vatican Rag. Now, ordinarily, we don't get ordered around by the audience, but in this case, it was the Archbishop.
First you get down on your knees, fiddle with your rosaries, bow your head with great respect, and genuflect, genuflect, genuflect. Do whatever steps you want if you have cleared them with the pontiff. Everybody say his own, Kyrie eleison, doing the Vatican Rag. Get in line in that processional, step into that small confessional. They're the guy who's got religion'll tell you if your sin's original. If it is, try playing it safer. Drink the wine and chew the wafer. 2, 4, 6, 8. Time to transubstantiate. So get down upon your knees, fiddle with your rosaries, bow your head with great respect, and genuflect, genuflect, genuflect. Make a cross on your abdomen. When in Rome, do like a Roman. Ave Maria, gee, it's good to see you. Getting ecstatic and sort of dramatic and doing the Vatican Rag.
Friday nights, they're 2 Miami cops with a hot new beat. They're on the streets fighting crime.
Look, pal, we just don't do strip searches for jaywalking.
In Key West Vice.
We got a problem. The Moose Gang is back in town.
Lieutenant, isn't that the group of hairdressers who attack people on the beach, hold them down, and then set their hair?
Yeah, they're back in town.
Let's go get them.
They'll stop at nothing to clean up the streets.
Officers, I'm sorry for skipping in a no-skipping zone. I hope you guys don't get onto me.
Just take a seat, pal.
Gladly.
A chair, a chair.
Yes, Key West Vice.
All right, stop, you pickpocket.
I beg your pardon. I am not a pickpocket.
Oh, sorry. Just look. Like...
Yes, there are a couple of hit Miami cops on a hot new beat in Key West Vice. Friday nights at 9 on NBC. They're 2 Miami cops with a hot new beat. They're on the streets fighting crime.
Hey, Pops, that's a handicapped space there.
Yeah.
In Hallandale Vice.
We got a problem. The Gray Gang is up to their old tricks.
Lieutenant, isn't that the group of senior citizens who went around trying to get the early bird special after 7?
Yeah, they're back in town.
Let's go get them.
They'll stop at nothing to clean up the streets.
Hey, lady, you can't cross here. You'll have to cross at the light.
And they're determined to clean up the smuggling business.
All right, sister, you're under arrest.
Oh, so now you're arresting my wife. What's the charge?
Possession of powder. Open that purse, Tubbs. Let's see that white stuff. Yeah, just a thought. She's got over 100 bags in here.
Of what?
Sweet and low. From that restaurant she just came out of. Let's take them in.
Yes, there are a couple of hit Miami cops on a hot new beat in Hallandale Vice. Premiering this fall on NBC.
It's almost like having a concert, isn't it? Great. Well, we're doing that in honor of the old WINZ employees who are meeting out in the front lawn. They're backed up now all the way to the lakes. It's incredible. Over there by the country club where Stanley used to take us all to eat. That was great. What a cheapskate. Fort Lauderdale, hello.
Hello. Neil, you're from Rochester, right?
Right.
What town did you live in?
Brighton.
Oh, Brighton. Okay. Well, I'm from there. I've been down there 13 years.
From where?
I'm from Irondequoit.
Irondequoit. I had relatives in Irondequoit.
Well, my brother lives in Brighton.
Great.
Anyway, I just wanted to tell you that once in a while you mention White Hots and Red Hots.
And Don and Bob's.
Don and Bob's, but you never mentioned Abbott's Ice Cream.
Oh, yeah, fantastic. The best.
Yeah, of course.
Although I tell you, I like Don and Bob's frozen custard, that chocolate almond fudge.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy, that'll just knock your socks off.
Yeah, I know. Well, I wanted to tell you, if you don't know already, there's a place down here that sells Zweigle's Hots.
Is that the one down in the Town and Country Mall?
No, it's at Bayside.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. They have white hots and red hots. We were there last night, my husband and I. And they're delicious. They char grill them, and they're great.
What's the name of it?
It's called Hot Dog Express. It's the only hot dog concession up.
No, I heard there were a lot of hot dogs at Bayside.
Yeah. Well, this is on the second floor. And yeah, it'll say right on the menu, red hots, white hots. So, if you're ever out there, it might bring back some memories.
Oh, only the best. Boy, just the aroma when you walk into Don and Bob's next to Brighton Elementary School there. That's where I went to school, by the way, Brighton Elementary.
Really?
Yeah.
Is Rogers your real last name?
No.
It's not Rothstein, is it?
No.
Okay.
No, it's Behelfer is my real last name.
Oh.
Now you see why I don't use it on the air? Roger's my middle name.
Oh. Well, my dad, everybody knew my dad in that town. He was in the meat business, so everybody in the restaurants knew him, so I thought maybe you might know him or something. I saw your picture in the paper for the first time, and I thought I recognized you. But I don't know. Maybe one time, my husband and I run into you. And
Where did you go to school?
I went to Rundgren High School.
Oh, I see, yeah.
And I came to college down here. But anyway, that's all I wanted to tell you.
Well, it's always great hearing from Rochesterians. I know it puts the rest of the audience into a coma, and I enjoy that because it's kind of like a little thing we've got,
It's funny, and it's amazing, your personality, everything is, everybody's so straight up in Rochester, and...
No, they're not. Boy, don't say that.
No, not straight, but everybody's...
Straight-laced.
Certain personality.
Yeah, kind of like,
Culture shock when you come down here.
Yeah.
And I was just amazed to find out you were from there, because I was listening to you for a while.
Well, I was straight when I was up there, but, that's another story. Okay, listen, have a great day. It's good hearing from you.
Hey, you too.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
And if anybody believes that, they're really in the twilight zone. Straight as that Broken Arrow. Remember Chief Broken Arrow who called the other day? Okay, now are you serious they want to hear The Launderer? I can't believe that. That somebody really two of them want to hear that again? Boy. We ought to do an investigation on the taste. We ought to have the taste bud police checking out the audience.
Well, I'm the kind of gal you take your clothes to get them clean. I wash, I dry, I fold them. I'm the Chinese laundry queen. I bleach them and I starch them and I charge you by the pound. But I do it all for nothing just to watch them spin around. Cause I'm the launderer. I'm the launderer. Wash spins around the launderer. You bring me filthy underwear and hankies slick with garb. Your dress shirt stained with duck sauce. You are just a loyal slob. Your undershirts are yellow and your trousers wrinkled so. Don't get me wrong, I not complain. That's how I make my dough. Cause I'm the launderer. I'm the launderer. Wash spins around the laund. Yes, I'm the launderer. I'm the launderer. Wash spins around the laund.
Well, there it goes, right down the old... right down the little hole in the ground. I couldn't believe it. I heard Alice the other day talking about the Tidy Bull Man. Is that incredible? Oh, Alice, come on, honey. Let's get serious. Boy, that child is really just, I don't even know how to say it. Be kind. Be nice. Okay, listen, we're going to take some more calls here. We're running out of time. This has been a very fast show. Usually the day after a holiday, even though I worked yesterday. Yesterday was a pretty easy show, and we had a lot of calls, and everybody was in a pretty good mood. But usually the day after the holiday, and you come back, and it's pretty grim. In fact, for a while there, do you remember that one point when the phones dropped off? After about 40 minutes or so, and it looked like it was going to be like last Thursday. Don't forget, by the way, the day after tomorrow is Thursday, so you can start rehearsing now for your bad behavior coming up on Thursday.
Howard Ruff's investment advice.
Okay, now the guy from Biscayne Gardens who called earlier, I appreciate the sentiment, but no, I do not want a copy of the Italian Stallion tape. Okay, I don't want the video with Sly Stallone. In fact, I don't want anything with Sly Stallone. Can you imagine him naked? Oh, God. Give us a break, will you? Speaking of Sly Stallone, though, I think that in honor of him, if I can find it, do you realize we need another carousel on here now? Boy, that'll get Yelton really upset. He'll have a nervous breakdown. I mean, we've got this thing so full that it's just unbelievable. And I can't find anything. I have to keep stalling in case you haven't already noticed. You'd have to be brain dead not to notice. Every time somebody calls, says, "Can I hear this?" And I just keep flicking this thing all over the place, and I just can't find anything. We're just full of it. Okay, I'm going to take another call, and then I'll look for it while we're Miami, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Hi.
I'm going to prolong the coma of your audience for just a little bit. I want to talk about horse racing a minute.
Okay. Well, we're almost out of time. Don't worry about it.
Okay, well, I'm 24 years old, and I know nothing about horse racing. And I hear you talking with all these people with this horse lingo, and I don't understand anything. I was wondering if it would be too complicated once I get to a horse track to get into the betting, whatever.
No, it's very easy.
Really? I mean,
very simple.
Is there like an explanation in books or anything like that?
In other words, you've never gone to a track, you never go to the dog track or to High Lie?
Never.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and I don't have any friends who know about it either.
Nobody?
Nobody.
Boy, I tell you, maybe we'll take an hour on the show one day and we'll go into a, later this week, I think we'll do that. That's a good idea. Before Calder opens on Saturday?
Yeah.
One day this week we'll do an hour. We'll get into answer all the questions. We'll get somebody on the phone too. We'll get some expert.
Because, I mean, I'd hate to just sit there and panic.
Oh yeah, and blow your money. Although I will tell you this: there's such a thing as beginner's luck. There are a lot of people. Sometimes the less you know, the better you are.
Really?
Just pick numbers or bet on names.
Yeah. All right. Oh, the gentleman who sings the Vatican Rag and the Werner von Braun, who is that?
Tom Lehrer, Lehrer. He was very big in the early 60s.
Is there an album or something?
There are 3 albums. One's called That Was the Year That Was, and one's called An Evening Wasted with Tom Lehrer, and I forget what the third one's called. There are 3 albums. And if you go like into Peaches or one of the good record stores, if they don't have them, they can order them.
All right, great.
Really good stuff.
All right, well, I'm looking forward to the educational horse racing thing.
We'll do it for sure.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot. Okay, and those of you who don't like racing, you see, the thing about it is we don't have a family bill or a minor's bill in Florida yet. We're the only state in the country that has pari-mutuel gambling, and we don't have any minor's bill. So unless you're over the age of 18, you can't get on the track, which is pathetic, because you've got to make people fans when they're young, like in baseball, football, any sport. And horse racing, in addition to the gambling, is definitely a sport. So we need to be on the air here promoting people getting out there and having a good time. It's not the idea that you're going to take your lifetime earnings and go out there and plunge your brains out. That comes a couple of months later, after you get started. But in the beginning, you take a few bucks. It's entertainment. It's like going out and blowing $100 on dinner for 2, right? At Burger King. Something like that. Okay, I'm going to look over these numbers now. These are not the numbers for the track. These are the ratings numbers. They do a month by month up there in Beltsville, Maryland. We shouldn't say Arbitron. They get real nervous if you say that. I never said it. I say arbitrage. I hear Marshall Moore talking about that all the time. Like when one company buys out another company, like General Electric buying out RCA, or Westinghouse buying up radio stations, stuff like that.
Sylvester Stallone stars in his most challenging role since Rhinestone.
Yo, Mandy, and you came without taking, and now you're friggin' dead!
Stallone is Manilow in Barry, First Wimp, Part 1.
It's a miracle! Down at the Copa, absolutely, yo, Copacabana, with my Uzi!
Rex Reed says, I love the costumes. Gene Siskel exclaims, 4 stars, yo, absolutely. Roger Ebert says, pass the popcorn. Sylvester Stallone as the limp arm of the law. Barry, First Wimp, Part 1.
You're the disease, and I'm the cure. That's yo.
And coming this summer,
I know you are, but what am I?
Rutger Hauer in
I know you are, but what am I?
Pee-wee's Last Adventure.
I know you are, but what am I?
Okay. Who was that, Brian Norcross again? I can't believe it. Let's leave him alone, all right? He's giving the neighborhood weather in Ogis this week. Okay, 1:55 at WINZ. Let's do some real good calls here in the last couple of minutes, okay? Like at least one. Miami, hello.
Yeah, Neil?
Are you a good caller?
I hope so.
Okay.
When I went to the University of Miami in the early 60s, or late 50s, I recall the Tom Lehrer records and Red Fox. Were they ever played on commercial radio?
Now, that's a good question. I have no idea. Red Fox, in fact, in the beginning, you could barely sell it in the record store. People used to have to sell it under the table. In fact, Pearl Williams called me on the air a few days ago. Remember her?
No, I don't.
Belle Barth and Pearl Williams and Red Fox, yeah. And she was talking about the fact that in the beginning the record stores used to have them under the counter. You'd have to ask for them because they were so risque that they were real nervous. So I doubt that there were too many stations playing them. Maybe later on in the 60s, obviously, that's when they started playing Tom Lear.
Now, there's one record I wish you could get your hands on. I recall, and I think it was banned. Now, I don't know what authority has the right, maybe the FCC, to ban a record. It was a spoof on the Bible. I don't know if you recall. This is in the 50s when I went to Miami High School. I graduated in 56. Called It's in the Book. The record is sort of half sung and half taught. It's about a preacher. Never heard of that?
No.
It's in the book.
No.
Well, I'll do some calling around town and see if I can.
Well, the best way to do it, call Peaches or one of those record stores. They've got that big directory, and they can look up anything that's ever been recorded in there. They can find out for you instantly if it's what label it's on, if it's still in print.
All right, you'd like to play that. I'm sure your listeners would enjoy it.
Okay.
Thank you now.
Thanks a lot. North Miami Beach, hello.
Neil?
Yes.
I've been listening to you, but for 1 hour now I've been trying to get a hold of North Miami Beach Post Office because my postman hadn't been here, and he said he'd be here Tuesday. I'm a shut-in. But I've got a check here going out for the VFW fundraiser.
Yeah.
And so I can't get a hold of the post office up there. But anyway, I just, and when it says down there, I said, thanks to Neil at WINZ.
Great.
Because it just burnt me up when they said that he went by there, and I called the gentleman was so nice to me.
Great.
And of course I live in North Miami Beach and not too far from him. I said, by God, if I can't afford to give you $10, I sure can afford the 22-cent stamp. It just burnt me up when they called there yesterday, and this gentleman went by, and they said, oh, they changed their mind. Did you ever?
Yeah, I can't believe that. Isn't that incredible to go all the way over to somebody's house and then say, well, I changed my mind?
Not only that, I sat here and cried all afternoon over it.
Well, don't worry about it. We more than made up for it. We got him a lot of money yesterday.
Well, I've got a $10 check here made out to the VFW fundraiser.
Okay. Thanks for your help.
All right, darling.
Bye-bye.
And I love you.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Okay, a nice lady in the audience is sending me a copy of the record that gentleman was just talking about. That's great. Boy, I'm telling you, this audience, as sharp as a razor, sharp as a razor's edge. You name it, they got it. One of the great things about this now, when we have the single windows, you can hear everybody talking in the other room. It's